Secondhand embarrassment is a very real phenomenon. It occurs when you witness something that is so grossly turbo cringe that your body has a fight or flight response and fills you with shame from just having watched it, even though you weren't directly involved in the situation. I think the number one cause of secondhand embarrassment is bad stand-up comedy. So, like, what's the deal with airline food? Salt shakers, you fill them up, and then where does it all go? Like, when a stand-up set bombs, I feel like most people get embarrassed for the person up there. But today, I got so much secondhand embarrassment, I feel like I got a year's worth of shame in one afternoon, thanks to the TikTok congressional hearing that happened. This was an absolute mockery of the entire country. It was absolutely foul. It was painful to watch. So I'd like to show you just a few of the clips. The whole thing was about 5.5 hours long, and I can't imagine anyone can make it to the end without puking. It's brutal. It has everything you're probably imagining, tech illiteracy and horrible questions out the wazoo, all wrapped up into one 5-hour endurance test of the human patience. In a nutshell, there's been a lot of controversy about TikTok and TikTok bans, like banning on government phones, which I do agree with. I don't think there's any argument to be made that a fucking government or someone in power person should have TikTok on their phone just because of potential security risks associated with it. And this has expanded into a lot of other big debates around it. I am not a personal fan of the platform in general. I don't really use it that often. Plus, I think it's been extremely detrimental to the actual mental health and attention span of human beings. Because now, I don't know if you go on TikTok often, if you go on TikTok and it's someone just talking about something or a clip of something, there is always Subway Surfers, Rocket League, or GTA playing underneath it in order to keep your attention, because people need such constant stimulation and jingling keys. If there's not like 3 separate videos of like bars of soap getting cut for satisfying videos, or Rocket League freestyling while the core video itself is playing, they click off. That shit is just so pathetic. It's actual brain rot behavior. I am very curious to see in 10 years if that's going to be the commonplace for everything in the world. Like if movies now are going to be like playing a movie, but then also underneath it, another separate movie, making sure that your attention is captured. Like, it's so baffling just how far the attention span of humans is degrading, where they can't watch a fucking 30-second video without 3 other videos also playing to keep their attention. But with all of that being said, I still don't want to see it nationally banned or any shit like that. And the reason's very simple. Because I like a world where people have the freedom to choose what they do with their whole life, pretty much. So if you want to download TikTok, you should. Even in spite of potential security risks to your privacy or whatever, that should entirely be on the individual's choice. Does the entertainment the platform offer outweigh the potential security risks to your data being sold or whatever? That's up to the person to decide. That's my ideal scenario where people have the freedom to make their own fucking choices there when it comes to some shit like this. I've made it clear I'm no fan of TikTok. I am also very confident that there is a huge level of like spyware with TikTok associated with it, more than the CEO lets on. But holy shit, this congressional hearing or whatever has done nothing but make the CEO of TikTok look like a patient saint. Like an actual Zen master to deal with the unhinged lunacy and out-of-touch questions those fucking fossils were throwing his way. It blew my mind. It blew my fucking mind. Her, oh my god, she's so dumb. She kept asking him questions, but instead of letting him answer, she'd just say, yes, yes, yes. And then she pulled up a random shitpost on TikTok like, you see this threat? Oh, fuck me. Yeah, so she pulled this up and she's like, look at this. Outrageous. It's not a viral post or anything, by the way.
That video was posted 41 days ago. As you can see, it is captioned me as F.
Dude who asked about TikTok using Wi-Fi? I don't remember, but I think they were trying to make a bigger point. And this is really giving a very charitable bone to the person who asked the question. I think what they were getting at with asking about Wi-Fi is he was trying to state that if one device is connected to a network, it can access everything on that network, which it can, but he couldn't ask the question because I don't think he really fully understood it. But again, I'm doing a very charitable service trying to even make some sense out of that awful question. This accomplished nothing except making their CEO look better. Full-heartedly believe there is a lot more fishy shit at play on the back end of TikTok, but they did not even get close to the bottom of it because they couldn't even wrap their head around what an app on your phone is. It's tragic.
Mr. Zhang Fuping is the editor-in-chief.
He's not.
My colleague, Representative
Just doesn't even let him say it or talk.
minutes ago exposed that TikTok and ByteDance share legal teams. You confirmed this, correct?
Our general counsel is
Yes.
an
Yes or
American
no?
lawyer,
Yes.
veteran of Microsoft.
Also, my colleague, Representative Latta, confirmed that your parent
Fucking
company,
worthless.
ByteDance, currently can access user data. Yes?
We have to be more
Yes.
specific.
Yes.
After
You
Project
say-
Texas, no.
I'm not asking after Project Texas, I'm asking now. Yes.
Some user data is public data, Congresswoman, which
So
means
you confirm
everybody
that.
can search
What's
for it on the
interesting
internet.
to me is that you have used the word transparency over a half a dozen times.
So, doesn't seem to understand that when you ask a question, you should wait for an answer instead of filling your own blanks here. So, her asking about the data that they're accessing, he talks about the public data, which is something every app in the world accesses, even that computer she's on right there. I bet she's logged in on Twitter. That uses all of your fucking data too. I bet she has a Facebook account. That not only accesses all of your data, it sells it too. All of these apps do that. What they needed to get to the bottom of is more in line with like what is TikTok specifically doing with that data and how it relates to like the CCP and shit like that. But instead they're so hung up on like public data. You're accessing public profiles. That's creepy. That's something one of the guys said. It's so fucking crazy. And for some reason they don't even let him answer, so they get no answers. They get nothing out of this. It is fucking worthless. It is a complete waste of time. They said they were watching children's public profiles, which was creepy. Everything's watching every public profile ever. That's the whole point of it being public. It gets scanned in these systems. That's not exclusive to TikTok. Twitter does it. Facebook does it. YouTube does it. Everything does it. Literally everything. We threw away our privacy long, long ago. TikTok is just a little more nefarious, potentially, with what it uses that data for, at least based on like reports from a year or two ago. Not meant to be informational or useful, it's meant to grandstand for campaigns. It's actually tame compared to everything else, and, well, I guess maybe. It's still so stupid, though, because this doesn't do anything to further anyone's agenda here. Everyone that asked him questions today looks like a bumbling fucking buffoon. A genuine moron. Like, I feel like all this does is shake people's confidence in their elected representatives here. They couldn't they couldn't ask a good question. Were they like this with Mark Zuckerberg? Yes. Yes, they were. It was just as bad with Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg sat in the same hot seat as this guy did, and he got bombarded with just as stupid questions. If I remember correctly, one of the Facebook questions was, do I need internet to connect to Facebook? Or something like that. We are not getting anything out of this garbage. What do you think their approach should be on this topic? Hand it off to people that understand it. Clearly, this woman doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. At all. She has no clue what's going on right there. And she clearly doesn't even want to get answers because she's too busy answering herself. So get someone who gets it, have them ask the questions, and come up with the questions to begin with. Delegate. This is clearly not her strong suit. She's not even old! That you can't just keep using the excuse of they're all fucking geriatric. She is not old. She is willfully stupid. And still tries to act like an authority on the topic. She pulled up a fucking 400 view shitpost to try and use it as a point that completely fell flat. And then doesn't even let the guy answer her questions because she's too busy answering herself. Now, while she may have come to this hootenanny unprepared and made me ashamed to be a Floridian, she did mention something that I think is important to talk about briefly, which is Project Texas. Project Texas is something TikTok did to appease the US. In a quick nutshell, Project Texas is US user data being sent to Oracle, which is on American soil, as opposed to going anywhere else. So all of the US user data will now be on American soil, and Oracle kind of oversees the whole thing.
On a device in one pocket, but downloaded on your device in the other doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I believe Congress and DOD should address the continued use of TikTok on military installations as well as any use that depicts U.S. military operations. Mr. Chu, does TikTok access the home Wi-Fi network?
Only if the user turns on the Wi-Fi. I'm sorry, I may not understand the...
So if I have a TikTok app...
Again, this is being very charitable. I think the point he was trying to make is when it accesses the Wi-Fi, it has access to all of your devices that are within that network, which every device that accesses your Wi-Fi does. That is factual. That is true. Which is actually something that happened to Kaya. He downloaded a burglar broke in and downloaded a torrent, and it came with a virus, which infected multiple devices that were on his network. It is known that when you are on a Wi-Fi network, it connects to more than just the single thing that's connected to it. It's everything there. So I think his point was, can it access my other devices? Which is why he's talking about, like, downloading on a device next to me. Shit like that. But the way he asked that question is so bafflingly stupid that even the TikTok CEO is like, fucking obviously, it's gonna access your Wi-Fi if you turn it on, right? Like, it's just craziness. So have someone who understands what the fuck they're talking about be the one to ask these questions. I think you gave him too much credit. He probably thinks Wi-Fi is a radio. Again, it's a very charitable interpretation of what I think he could have been trying to say. I could be way off and giving way too much credit there. I don't know. For the sake of clarity, I actually think that guy's follow-up question kind of hints more at what I was saying. Even though it's still poorly asked and his follow-up question is still poorly phrased, I do think with a high level of confidence, the thing he was trying to get at is TikTok going to be accessing all kinds of things on my network outside of just the one device that I'm using right now to connect to it? I think is what he really wanted to get at, but he didn't know how to get to that topic effectively. So he ended up making a very silly question out of the whole thing, which really sums up the entire hearing. Just silly questions that didn't do anything at all. They didn't get any answers. They didn't get to the bottom of any real questions people have. It was just a genuine fucking circus. Just an absolute clown show. That's really about it. See ya. It's time we buckle our seatbelts and brace for a hard car crash of more City Hall Council meeting bullshit. This one's quite a doozy.
I know every one of you on this board, if we took a hand vote.
Here's our protagonist for today's episode. He looks like your quintessential angry English professor, but not overly aggressive, just kind of passive-aggressive, like, well, Frank, I don't know who, but it looks like someone's a fucking idiot in this classroom. I also like the woman in the background who keeps pointing at him like he's a superstar celebrity and she's directing the paparazzi at him.
If I asked you how many of you are against the sexual exploitation of women and children, every one of you would raise your hand, as well as, I hope, everybody in our audience, including Sarita.
Fuck yeah, man, Dark. I'd raise my hand if I was there too. Don't know who Swarita is. It sounds like an Xbox Live gamer tag, but I'm sure they're on your side as well, Chief.
Who just spoke. If I asked you how many of you are against gang involvement, every one of you would raise your hands. And I hope everybody in this audience as well.
That's another big fuck yeah from me. You're making me real hard with all this.
If those gangs also included the Crips, you would agree with me.
Whoa, now, I don't know exactly why he's throwing the Crips under the bus. I don't know why he decides to single them out. I guess he must be a blood member. Yeah, fuck gangs, everyone. And more specifically, fuck Crips. Who's with me? Yeah, let's have a group hug in my shower tonight.
And yet this man that you have invited to this community has these vile messages. I sent you a letter today, and I am very, very angry. Sarita, I want you to hear his quote. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Lick on these nuts and suck the dick. That's Snoop Dogg.
Again, I don't really know why he's singling something out here. For some reason now he's calling Swarita out on this. I guess this is his version of a live diss track. Swarita, you slutty bitch, close your legs and open your ears. I got some words for you. A little slam poem to express what I think of you. But I fucking respect the shit out of his delivery of those inspired lyrics. He nailed it. He absolutely nailed it. The only thing he's missing is a background beat to really get the crowd moving and grooving, bumping and grinding. I half imagine the only reason he's here in front of City Hall is to perform for them, to try and promote his DJing business.
What's the translation? Women are bitches and good for nothing except as prostitutes and only good for tricks and paid for sex.
Sir,
You're gonna...
we are not going to allow that
Oh, but we'll allow Snoop Dogg to be in our community. Hey, look at that. He's going to proclaim to the community with huge speakers this very same message.
I appreciate that he was able to break it down and really explain what the lyrics meant, because it was really hard to decipher them on the surface level. There was a lot of hidden meaning within the lyrics, and he was able to give us just the Spark Notes version of what it actually means. So I appreciate the synopsis, but I do have to agree with him being cut off. He was just going a bit too hard in the paint here. But I love how he turns around and starts making grand gestures to the crowd like, hey, yeah, this is who's coming, get hype. I honestly think this might just be Snoop Dogg's hype man to generate more interest in the upcoming concert.
How about this one? I'm about to show you how my...
Sir, if you can continue to... Can you... You blocked them?
Excuse me. You need to... Sir.
That is the face of a man who just spit some fucking fire and he's satisfied with himself. I really wish they didn't cut the mic feed. I would have loved to hear what song he went to, especially because they cut it right at the good part, right to the climax. Just moments before they deployed that EMP, he says, I'm gonna show you how my... And then they cut him off. I'm 100% sure it's probably penis feels or something like that, but that doesn't sound like a Snoop Dogg lyric. I don't know what song he was going for. In my head, the fan fiction that I'm running in my head here, my fantasy, is he turned around and he started just doing the drop it like it's hot intro to the crowd. Just hit him with one of these bad boys. That one right there. And he just fucking goes into a hard-ass freestyle, just nailing the bars. That would have been amazing. I don't think he did that, though, but for some reason he was reading the lyrics off of his paper like he was delivering some type of powerful sermon.
Law. I don't give a fuck about the law. That's Snoop Dogg. He said, I don't give a fuck. I'm Snoop Doggy Dogg. They keep fucking and it went too far. So Snoopy went
time is
straight
up,
to his
sir.
gun.
Sir, your time is up. If you can step away from the mic. You're
You can kill his mic, but you can't kill his motherfucking flow. My lord, this man is an unstoppable MC. He really starts to get in the groove right there. He just gets into his fucking zone. He just gets into that danger zone right there. He starts grooving and rapping the lyrics. He probably went into this council meeting angry and outraged, didn't want Snoop Dogg there, but the second he started rapping those lyrics, he fell in love. And I guarantee he purchased backstage passes to the Snoop Dogg concert. The only thing this City Hall meeting was missing was a hard mic drop once he finished that verse, and then on his way out, he went ahead and lit up a joint. And while he's taking a hard hit of that doobie, he lifts up his mask, his face mask, like some Mission Impossible shit, but instead of Ethan Hunt under that old man mask, it was Snoop Dogg himself, and he promotes the concert again. Fuck yeah. I love City Hall meetings like this. I love the fucking council meetings. Good shit. See ya. Yeah, there's not a whole ton to be proud of when it comes to Florida and the people in it. Like, half the people here think using sunscreen is going to send you straight to hell. So with that in mind, let's see what Florida people are up to when it comes to coronavirus and the controversial topic of wearing a mask.
You literally cannot mandate somebody to wear a mask knowing that that mask is killing people. It literally is killing people.
Yeah, this is why it's so easy to scam people these days, because everyone just wants to feel special, so they just will believe anything at all that puts them in a category that's different from others, no matter how fucking wrong it is. Like this claim right here, you can immediately disprove that masks are killing people with a 2-second Google search, but it doesn't matter because she believes it. She saw it on Facebook, and now she 100% believes it and will not hear the actual truth. That's why people are buying fucking special rocks that they're told blocks Wi-Fi, which they're told, exposure to Wi-Fi over time will cause your nipples to fall off. And they don't bother to do any research on it. They just stick in this fucking disgusting echo chamber on Facebook and believe things like masks are killing people.
And we the people are waking up, and we know what citizen's arrest is, because citizen's arrests are already happening, okay? And every single one of you that are obeying the devil's laws are going to be arrested. And you, doctor, are going to be arrested for crimes against humanity.
Whoa, calm down there, Judge Dredd. Jesus Christ, she's out here being the judge, jury, and executioner, threatening a citizen's arrest. That's serious. Citizen's arrest, I think, has been pulled off successfully 0 times in the entire history of that fucking thing's existence. I'm pretty sure citizen's arrest was started as a joke, and then they just kept it there as a joke. Threatening to citizens arrest somebody is like threatening to shoot laser beams out of your eyeballs at somebody. It's a threat that you just laugh at.
Every single one of you have a smirk behind that little mask, but every single one of you are going to get punished by God. You cannot escape God. You cannot escape God. I'm going to say that again. You cannot escape God, not even with the mask or 6 feet. Okay?
Damn, and here I thought I was safe with my 6 feet, but I guess God has an answer to everything, huh? He can counter pretty much every move? What a shame. Well, as you would expect, the majority of people that are against masks think it infringes on their God-given oxygen. Because apparently when they put on a mask, they like suction cup it to their face and suffocate themselves or some shit. I don't know how the fuck they wear a mask unless they're like duct taping it around their face until they pass out. I couldn't tell you. But you're gonna see that argument a lot in this council meeting here today.
6 feet, like I said before, is military protocol. You're trying to get the people to train them so when the cameras, the 5G comes out, what? They're gonna scan everybody. We gotta get scanned, we gotta get temperatured. The kids have to go to school with masks. Are you insane? Are you crazy?
Yeah, are you guys crazy? Are you insane? This lady's out here, very knowledgeable, spitting some facts right in front of you. And you have these devilishly crazy ideas like 5G? Like, oh my god. I'm actually pretty sure this lady is an android constructed by Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg himself created her in a lab and just compiled every fucking garbage Facebook conspiracy and belief and put it all into one person and then unleashed her on this council meeting in Florida just to test it out.
I think all of you should be in a psych ward right the heck now, because none of you know what the hell you are all talking about. This is insane. And then you want to open this meeting with a prayer to God. Are you praying to the devil? Because God is not listening to that prayer, because all of you are practicing the devil's laws. What happened to Bill Gates? Why is he not in jail? Why is Hillary Clinton not in jail? Why are all of these pedophiles that are demanding you all to listen to their rules? Why are they not in jail? Oh, is it because you're part of them? Are you part of the deep state?
Your time has expired.
The deep state is going down. And if any of you are in the deep state, you're going down with.
So the female Alex Jones goes on a full-fledged rant there. Unfortunately, they cut her off before she got into the interdimensional time-traveling psychic vampire werewolves, but I'm sure she'll come back for the next meeting to discuss that. To see this woman in the condition she's in where her brain has been rotted by Facebook is actually pretty sad, if I'm being honest. She clearly takes everything she sees on Facebook at face value, no matter how outrageous it is, fucking bringing up Bill Gates and shit like that. What I'm hoping for, though, is in the next couple months we can see an explosion of the reptilian movement, because at least that shit is entertainingly stupid, not dangerous. You know, for those that don't know, the reptilian conspiracy is people that believe that there's lizard people among us that hide as human beings, and they'll talk about like zippers on the side of their face and shit like that. The reptilian one is great.
And I'll quote you, Miss McKinley. You said if you don't like the rules, shop somewhere else. Well, after today, I won't have that option anymore, because I am discriminated on every single time I tell somebody that I have a medical condition that does not allow me to wear a mask.
Another passionate speech is given here, and another misguided person is led astray thanks to the internet. As you can see, the person behind her is holding up an anti-vax sign talking about the dangers of vaccines. So, I mean, this is kind of the clientele you're dealing with when you're presenting this kind of shit at a council meeting. But it is sad. And apparently everyone in the entire fucking world that uses Facebook has a medical condition that prevents you from wearing a mask. I guess just using Facebook is a disease in and of itself that inhibits the person's ability to fucking breathe anymore, apparently. It's super weird how everyone who reads that rubbing essential oils in your butthole is gonna heal you of coronavirus somehow also has an unspecified, undiagnosed medical condition that prevents them from wearing a mask out in public. Super fucking weird.
You're not God, and since masks are harmful, where there is risk, there should be choice. You're removing our freedoms and stomping on our constitutional rights by these communist dictatorship orders or laws you want to mandate. Today, you have the ability to show your residents that you truly care. Because if you do vote to mandate masks in a workplace, in public, in schools or stores, the death of many will be on your hands. The overwhelming evidence that is being presented to you today in no way, shape, or form can consciously allow you to put your citizens at health at risk. Voting yes to mask mandates makes no scientific sense.
Ah yes, some very compelling evidence was being presented today, such as, masks are bad, it's the work of the devil. What about Bill Gates? Are you kidding me? This is God's air. What the fuck is happening? You want to 5G us? Yeah, that's some real good evidence right there. I just can't even fucking wrap my head around it. They convince themselves that they're making good points. It's like they don't even hear themselves talk anymore. It's wild. It's wild. It's like using Facebook over time, like, rips your soul out of your body and you just become like this husk. Like this clueless fucking husk of a person. These fucking people, have they never seen a doctor? And nurses, doctors in a hospital setting, they fucking wear masks for 6-8 hours a day. These people have probably never put a mask on in their goddamn life. They lack object permanence. Like if you put a handful of dollar bills, like if you put $5 in your hand and put it behind your back, they probably think it's not even there anymore, that it's just fucking vanished. They're like goddamn children. They see a mask over your face and they think you can't breathe. It's so silly.
Keep taking the road of least resistance. Keep listening to the TV brainwashing you from birth. Keep listening to conditioning messages in your local stores while shopping, just like Fidel Castro did over the loudspeakers in Cuba. Don't you see the problem? The truth is out there. Just go seek the truth.
Yeah, the truth is out there. Go seek the truth. As long as it's the truth that I found on Facebook. I always love that sentiment from people like this. Go do real research. No, not that research from like scientists and shit. I'm talking about like actual research, you know, from like Facebook meme pages that are run by a dude in his fucking shit-stained underwear in his 40s. That he actually knows what he's talking about, not these experts. These experts are fucking clueless. They're propaganda machines. And do real research at Facebook.
My concern, since I do have a medical condition that I cannot wear a mask, you are taking food away from my table.
No, that is an absolutely great point. Hey, while you're on your phone, why don't you download like Uber Eats or some shit like that, or one of the million other apps that deliver food to your door. That way you can still get those precious nutrients on your table without being a big fucking nuisance to everyone else around you.
And they want to throw God's wonderful breathing system out the door. You're all turning your backs on it.
Yeah, I found the entire stream, all 6.5 hours, and this is the only time it buffered. It's like what she said was so shocking that even the video itself had to take a pause to process it. Turning our backs on God's beautiful breathing system. You know, what can you even say about that, honestly?
God made it so that we would breathe in fresh oxygen to go to our body, to every cell in the body. It has to have that to make energy. When you wear a mask, the nose is cut off, the mouth is cut off, and you're breathing carbon dioxide over and over and over again. You're not getting the fresh oxygen that God intended. You're sending carbon dioxide to every cell in the body, polluting it.
I'd like to say, in the beginning, God formed man out of the earth and breathed his breath in him, and he became a living soul. And God gave us the very breath that we are to breathe. I would also like to know, where do you get the authority to reduce my oxygen? Who made you perpetrators over my life?
Jesus Christ, there isn't some kind of invisible goblin unit that's stealing oxygen away from you and giving it to the government. It's a fucking mask.
And ma'am, as a doctor, I really have many question marks about your degrees and what you really know, because what you say is the political dogma that they're trying to shove down our throats on every commercial and every store, and it's disgusting. And I'm sorry, ma'am, but I don't think that you are worthy of your credentials. And I would ask suggestively that you go back to school and get educated.
Yeah, why don't you get educated like this perfectly sane woman here who was talking about how God breathed into people's assholes in the beginning of time or something? Why can't you be more knowledgeable and smart like this woman?
To put masks on our face, to keep us from breathing oxygen, to get us to become sickly.
Actual fucking toddlers with a little tantrum. No, I'm not eating my vegetables. No, how dare you make me eat my vegetables? That's not fair. You can't make me eat these vegetables. I don't want to eat these vegetables. Same fucking thing with this mask debacle here.
How can you make a one-size-fits-all mandate? Are you considering the following? I've been a music teacher for 23 years. I need you to tell me, how do I play a saxophone and sing with a mask on? I'll let you think about that.
Checkmate. Yeah, masks are a bad idea. She can't play the saxophone. I don't know why we didn't think of that. How are you supposed to play a brass instrument with a mask on? You can't. It doesn't work. You're not going to be able to play a beautiful tune. And if it's interfering with the saxophone playing, well, the masks, I guess they just gotta go. Somehow, this was the most sane argument I saw from people at this meeting. I mean, because she's not wrong. I mean, you can't really play the saxophone with a mask on. You'd have to take the mask down and then play it. Everyone else just talked about how they were dying, how the masks were literally making people drop dead in the streets. At least hers was accurate, she's not wrong, you can't play the sax with a mask on. If I'm being honest, all of these people and their words actually did speak to me and open my third eye to a truth. I now understand why insane fucking lunatics like this actually have some level of power and a voice in decision making. It's because they're the only goddamn troglodytes that leave their cave to go to these fucking meetings. This meeting lasted 6.5 hours, and the only people there were anti-vaxxers and anti-maskers. These fucking brainwashed idiots that still believe the tooth fairy is real waited 6.5 hours just to go walk up to a mic for 30 seconds and regurgitate what they read on Facebook while being laughed at by the people they're saying it to. A normal, rational person will be like, well, 6.5 hours just to speak for 30 seconds and, get made fun of. Probably not worth the time investment. But these fucking people lack even the most basic cognitive functions to register what boredom is. So they will happily wait 6.5 hours just to read some garbage script off their phone they wrote while fucking half blacked out on Xanax and wine. And then it's incredible to me. And incredible is the wrong word. Terrifying is the appropriate word. These speeches are like fucking middle school debate club level shit. But yeah, anyway, that's about it. So yeah. Pandemics are a real bummer. There's nothing good that comes from a pandemic. It's all bad stuff from top to bottom. But we'd be lying to ourselves if we didn't acknowledge that Zoom might be one of the best things to ever happen to court. I have a guilty pleasure of tuning into disastrous Zoom court hearings, and they happen all the time. Every single day there's a new atrocious Zoom court moment. And yesterday we were blessed with an absolute banger, a scrumptious little masterpiece. A gentleman was scheduled to appear in court over Zoom about a suspended driver's license. And he does his due diligence as any good citizen would. He joins the Zoom meeting. However, he joined while driving with a suspended license, which the whole hearing was about, leaving the entire court stunned. Absolutely, it was as if for a moment every member of that courthouse stared into the eyes of a basilisk and was turned to stone, just instantly petrified in sheer bewilderment that he had called in while driving in a case about a suspended license that he has, driving without a valid license. And what's even more interesting is this isn't the only time it's happened. This one just happened to be the newest and more entertaining one that I've seen. I was wondering why so many people all of a sudden just asked me about, like, the guy with a suspended license joining a Zoom call while driving. Apparently this just happened again. I remember something like this happened years ago. This must be kind of common.
Court calls case People versus Corey Harris.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate for Mr. Harris, who should be present in Zoom.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
It's an auto-driving vehicle, Your Honor. I'm here babysitting it.
You stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at
Thanks,
this second.
Milkshake.
Yes, I am.
All right.
Brother, we can still see the environment. You were parked for like a second there, and he's still like, yeah, almost parked, parking, almost parked, as he's trying to like think of reasons for like how he's going to get out of this. Almost parked, almost there. There's membership spark.
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
Oh my god, that was the most aggressive frown I've ever seen. He is mean mugging so hard. Cedric Simpson is fucking... He's got like a cartoonish frown. That's like an emoji frown. Thanks, Zuri Sib Queen.
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended,
That is correct, Your Honor.
and he was just driving.
Ooh.
And
Your Honor, we don't have... Allegedly driving. We don't have all of the evidence. We can only see from his chest up. Anything... This could be green screen. It could be deepfaked.
and he didn't have a license.
Oh. Is with the charges, Your Honor, yes.
No, I'm looking at
Yes.
his record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Well, he's listening. Say it to him.
Oh.
He raised his hand. Can you ask him a question, Your Honor? Is this real? Is this fucking real? Wait, Tampa Bay. That's my neck of the woods. Hey, hold on, I gotta learn a little bit more about this. Perhaps he's been framed. Everyone here is stun-locked. It's just complete fucking silence that has fallen on the courtroom. This guy's doing his best to keep it together. Her as well.
Hello?
Hey. How's it going, Corey?
1 minute, Mr. Harris.
What do you mean 1 minute? Let him defend himself. There's a lot of slander being thrown around in there.
I don't even know why he would do that. So, defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is turning himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today.
Can you get his side of the story, please, Your Honor?
Result in a bench warrant with no bond. Thank you.
Your Honor. Mr. Harris, I'll be giving you a call.
Okay.
Court calls case, People versus Maya Isom.
I feel like we may have brushed over this case a little too quickly, Your Honor.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate for Ms. Isom.
There was more to this story. It was like a transformer, more than meets the eye. Time to drive back home. Yeah, true. So what was the verdict? We don't know yet. It's still in deliberation. Your Honor, he's not driving. The car is just rolling in neutral with him in it. He's been kidnapped, which is why he was so silent. He was speaking in code. Clearly, he was just trying to prove that his license should be reinstated. Honestly, he could have made that point. Like, as you can see, Your Honor, I'm doing just fine here. I would appreciate if you'd reinstate my license now. Do you remember the court Zoom call when someone joined in with a cat filter? There's been a lot of... I am super happy that so many of these court things have gone to Zoom because it always ends up just going online. And some of them are just amazing. Like the guy that joined, I think it was I don't remember what it was, like what he was joining for. But it was something that he needed to appear in court for, so he did it over Zoom. And he joined with the name Buttfucker9000. And the judge was like, "What is your name, sir? That is not your name." And he's like, "Oh, God, I don't know how that got there. Yeah, I'm not. Oh, God."
Then we'll bring this fool in.
Oh, Buttfucker3000, sorry. 9000 was like mini versions in the future.
Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Me?
Yeah, you. Yes.
Nathaniel Saxon, sir.
Your name's not Buttfucker3000, you yo-ho. Logging into my court with that as your screen name.
Why
I'll
would that?
discuss that in a little bit.
Big miscalculation from Jason
What kind of
Statham.
idiot logs into court like that?
100% that guy was just logging into the Zoom thing and thought he just needed like a temporary name. Because there are some things where you just type in like a name and it never shows up. It just uses your real name or whatever. It's just like, all right, whatever, buttfucker3000. And it just runs with it. It's so good. Also, Joseph, please change the angle. When I first watched this video, I thought for sure he had his cock out. I was like really thinking I was looking at this man stroking his meat. That is a terrible angle, Joseph. Get control of your court, Jeffrey. He probably had that name before joining. Oh, that's true. Doesn't Zoom log your names? Yeah, maybe he did have that name with like his friends or something. That's a good point. I forgot about that. Look at the one for the cat filter. All right, we'll do the cat filter next.
Ponton, I believe you have a filter turned on in the video settings. You might want to take
we're
a look.
trying to. Can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but
Why? It's fine. This is helping your case.
prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
Thank you for clarifying.
I can see that.
Jeffrey Toobin getting caught jerking off. Yeah, I made a whole video on that one. That one was great. Lubin the Toobin. Lost his whole job over that, too. And then they had him... That one's so good. Because they brought Jeffrey Toobin back on down the line. They're like, so what did you get fired for? And he's like, well, you know what I got fired for. I was masturbating in a Zoom meeting. I thought I was alone. They had him like recount it as if it was a war story and apologize live on air. That one was great. Yesterday there was a fight that almost happened that had more hype than Mayweather vs. Pacquiao, than Muhammad Ali vs. Tyson, than Joey Chestnut vs. a plate of 60 hot dogs. It was a fight that took place, almost, in an unlikely Thunderdome. A very odd octagon. A Senate hearing. We were so close to witnessing the glory of what it must have been like to live during the medieval ages when disagreements were settled with a duel to the death. Two consenting adults, a challenge was issued, a challenge was accepted, but unfortunately, they didn't get to exchange knuckle sandwiches. Their tummies were left empty because they put the kibosh on it. They weren't allowed to scrap. They weren't allowed to get after it, unfortunately. And damn it, what a shame. Somewhere out there in the multiverse, there is a dimension where this did happen, and it broke all of the viewership records for fights. But unfortunately, we don't inhabit that reality.
Here today is quite different. But after you left here, you got pretty excited about the keyboard. In fact, you tweeted at me 1, 2,
so fire.
3, 4, 5 times. And let me read what the last one said. It said,
I thought that was Adam
CEO
Sandler.
who pretends like
Kinda.
he's self-made. Sir, I wish you was in the truck with me when I was building my plumbing company. Myself and my wife was running the office because I sure remember working pretty hard and long hours. What a clown. Fraud. Always has been, always will be. Quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy.
And the gauntlet's getting dropped.
Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big
Oh,
guy.
oh, stop it.
Is that your solution every
Hold it. No, sit down. Sit down. Okay.
Oh, boo! Let them fight.
Active.
Oh, okay.
Sit down, please.
Let them fight.
Hold it.
Oh, Jesus. The gavel comes out, and that's where it ends, unfortunately. They should have settled it the old-fashioned way. Pugilistic fisticuffs. Let it ride. Stronger man wins. God, it could have been so hype. There's also a guy in the background here whose expression really sums it all up. This guy right here. Biggest fucking smile on his face. Just like all of us, he wants to see this unfold. That's hardcore, though. This is a time. This is a place. Do you want to settle it now? He starts taking his wedding ring off. That actually was hard. Armstrong, is that you? Yeah, fucking nanomachine, son. Seemed like a consensual duel. Exactly! It was a consensual duel. Like, there's gotta be some kind of, like, old rhetoric in the Constitution somewhere that still exists, because, I mean, there's still shit in there from, like, the 1700s. that says if 2 senators or 2 men in a Senate hearing agree to a fight, it must unfold. And it's illegal to break it up. There's got to be something in there like that. Never thought we'd see a on-site moment at a Senate hearing. Dude brought the receipts, too. He came in with the fucking tweets, and he's like, let's just do it. Let's run it. Stand the fuck up. Or, excuse me, stand your butt up. I like how they keep saying butt. Like, you're about to fight, you can at least say ass. I think that's warranted. I do hope they schedule some kind of fight. Like, shit. I'll host a boxing event for them or something, or cage fight, street fight, I don't know. I want to see this happen now. I don't know shit about Mr. O'Brien, and I also don't know shit about Senator Mullen, but man, this would be a crazy fight to see. They look like they got that old man muscle. Put them in a real MWL fight. Oh, that's kind of fire. Yeah, wait, that's pretty good. Our first senator match. Actually do it. Do either one of them have their DMs open? They're clearly very active on Twitter since this is where it all stemmed from. Let me see. I'll see if either one of them have open DMs. Senator Mullen does not. What about Sean O'Brien? Neither does Sean. Unlucky. Every election cycle there's a Senate street fight. That'd be so good. It's what we need. You did not want to feel the burn here, unfortunately. Let them fight. They both agreed to it. Everyone was excited. Just let it happen. This guy's excited. This guy's excited. He's kind of indifferent. You missed the best part. He challenged him to a charity match at the end. Of this? Wait, did he?
Oh, hold on. Oh, stop it. I have the mic.
said.
I'm sorry.
I don't like-
Mic.
Yeah.
You have time.
All right.
Make your statement.
Then let's do this, because I did challenge you, and I accepted your challenge, and you went quiet.
No, I didn't go quiet. I was
Okay, in my defense, this is where the Twitter clip ended, like when Bernie broke it up. So I assumed nothing happened here except Bernie lecturing. This is big. Wait, huge development.
You challenged me to a cage match, acting like a 12-year-old schoolyard bully.
Excuse me. Hold it. No, excuse me. I have the
I will
mic.
say exactly.
Senator
what
Mullen,
you
I have the mic. We're not here to talk about physical abuse.
You brought.
We're not talking
It's not abuse, it's a consenting
And
fight.
Let me show you his hearing, because I want to expose this thug to who he is. And
Could you not point at me? That's disrespectful.
I don't care about respecting you at all. I respect
don't
people that
respect you at all.
respect. So,
All right, hold it.
It's like an Xbox Live lobby.
You're one of
Hold it.
the most
Hold
elite
it,
people
please.
acted.
Please. All right.
Oh my god. So where was the challenge to a charity match then? Where was that? Still pretty cool though that they kept going, but I didn't see anything about a different time, different day charity match. What I initially thought was fanfic from that chatter about the charity match turns out is real. So I found this in an article about it. The two traded angry insults for several more minutes, each called the other a thug, with Mullen at one point suggesting they fight for charity at an event next spring. Literally a WWE moment here, like, see you at WrestleMania, bub. Be there or be square, Buster. I'm gonna make Hulkmania run wild on you. And then he repeated an offer he made earlier this year on social media. O'Brien declined, instead suggesting they meet for coffee and work out their differences. Mullen accepted, but the two kept shouting at each other until the next senator, Democratic Senator Maggie Hassan of New Hampshire, started her questioning by talking over them. It's looking unlikely that they're actually going to fight, but I'm going to keep my fingers crossed as a just in case, because I'd love to see it now. I went into this Senate hearing with no information on their stats, what's their background in combat sports, but I don't care. I think it could be a really fun event. I can't recall the last time we saw a good old-fashioned Senator Smackdown. And there's just something in me tickling me, telling me they might actually be good at fighting. Like, they might have that dog in them. I think it could be a really enjoyable fight. Not only from, like, the pure entertainment spectacle of it, with these two older gentlemen that have no business being in a fight like this in the first place, duking it out. I actually think there's going to be a hidden element of surprise about, like, how competent they are with fighting. Just something in me tells me that, because they were more than willing to just let it rip on this day at that location. That's confidence. That's a scary level of confidence. So I do think it could be a fun event. They should put it together, make it a whole community thing, make it a charity thing, turn it into a nice, big, positive event. I'm sure it can be done. But yeah, I found this whole thing to just be so silly, I had to share it. That's really about it. See ya. There was once a period in time before erections were invented. There was also a period in time before televisions had hundreds of channels. And when I was growing up, my television only had 100 channels, and the majority of them were static because you were accidentally picking up some fucking alien transmissions through the tube TV antenna. And during this time, there was a hobby known as channel surfing. I'm sure that's a dead art now, because now when you have friends come over and shit and you don't know what to do, well, you can pop back, play some games with your gamer bros, and give each other Dorito enemas and all that cool shit. But back then, what you would do is you would surf the channels looking for shit to watch. Comedy Central, after like 2 a.m., would just start playing censored Girls Gone Wild. There'd be a lot of Spanish stations playing some news and shit, but what would always happen is you'd end up watching a C-SPAN broadcast. Now, what I'm about to show you has no relation to C-SPAN in any regard, really. However, it does personally remind me of those times watching C-SPAN broadcasts.
Hello, my name is Lisa. I just moved here because I'm getting a divorce.
Now, Lisa has shown up to a council meeting where they're asking for input from the community for some upcoming decisions they're making, and Lisa is now speaking her piece. The most important character to focus on during this manga arc is the old man in the background. He is a very important character to the development of the plot.
And it's not final till September 18th. My husband will not give me any money. Not 1 penny.
It's a shitty husband and you're better off without him, honestly, Lisa. It's time that you get on Tinder. You're gonna find some good guys on Tinder, and let's say Tinder doesn't pan out for you. There's always RuneScape. There's some real upstanding good gentlemen on that game.
The lawyer won't help me. My husband won't help me. My dad, Marlon Lee Whitmer, he's a minister, won't help me.
This is really when the old man starts falling apart here. He's trying so hard to hold it in, but his armor is cracking, and beneath that armor is a giggling demon. And out of context, there's really no reason why he should be laughing at this. It's very unfortunate the situation Lisa's going through. However, as the anime continues to develop, you'll start to realize that maybe this isn't the time and place to be talking about such things.
My stepmother won't help me. My mother passed away 7 years ago, and my dad and Annie Hockhausen, they wrote at Vera French that they both are my parents. Annie is my stepmom.
Lisa is fucking coming for scalps here. She's name-dropping all of them, putting them on blast. I wouldn't be surprised if she pointed to a DJ booth and said, "Kick that shit," and then started a diss track on him.
I'm not quite sure why I'm here or what I'm doing.
Well, I'll be. Butter my nipples. Lisa, that comes as a shock to me. I never got that feeling at all during this fucking Oscars acceptance speech.
But there's a reason. My lawyer is Justin Title. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
The Justin Title? No, I can't say I have, Lisa, to be honest with you. For some reason, though, that name Justin Title sounds like a Fortnite player to me. Like, I imagine Lisa walked into the lawyer's office and he's like, "Just hold on right there, miss." Hits a fucking fat dab and then says, "Are you ready to get these dubskis in court?"
I'm moving down to Texas soon to help the children in Texas. I'm a very loving parent. Very, very, very loving parent. I have a 20-year-old daughter. She's going to college at St. Ambrose this fall. She's in Muscatine College right now. Her name's Brianna Elizabeth.
Man, that elderly gentleman is trying so hard to keep it together. I feel bad for him because it looks like he just came into the council meeting to catch some hard Z's and just fall asleep through it. But now there's this monkey wrench that's been thrown into his plan, this X Factor, because Lisa's now left the set of Parks and Recreation to come to the council meeting to give a graduation speech, and the old man is just laughing too hard to fall asleep.
And she is not helping me because she's 20. She's scared. She doesn't want her parents to separate or divorce.
Ma'am, we're discussing the rezoning for the Portillos. Do you have any comments on that?
For what?
What a fucking fantastic season finale there. The writers really outdid themselves with that plot twist. Who saw it coming? Now all of the clues throughout the season make sense. Why the old man was laughing as hard as he was, despite Lisa's story not being all that comedic, makes sense because she was delivering this DiGiorno's personal pan life story in front of a council that was aiming to discuss a Portillo's rezoning. It had no place there. It's absurd. You can't help but giggle about that. It'd be like me going on America's Got Talent and reading excerpts from The Outsider's book. Or rather, it'd be like me dropping trousers, soft dick out, and pissing into a trash can, then calling my dentist to schedule an appointment for my dentist to come take out that trash. That's not what the dentist signed up for. That's not his job. That's not what he was looking for. And neither was this council. They just wanted Portillo's input, but instead, they got Lisa's entire story.
We're discussing the rezoning on 53rd for...
Well, I live on 63rd.
Again, we're here to hear comments about the rezoning.
Well, I don't like Facebook, and I don't like the internet because I can't find a job. The library blocked my password. Now tell me, does that make any sense to you?
Fuck no, that doesn't make any sense to me, Lisa. But how did they block your password? I've never heard of a library doing that. I feel like maybe you just forgot your password. I don't think the library has a grudge against you and is trying to shut you down from their internet access. It sounds like some Jason Bourne level shit, like there's this command center at the library that has one super trained special operative that is just an expert at watching security cameras to identify if it's Lisa that just entered the building, like some type of fucking national security alert. So then he sees Lisa come in, so he sprints to his boss and reports it. Jesus, Boss Franklin, she's here. So then the boss turns around in this giant office chair, puffing a cigar with sunglasses on, and he says, "Shut it down. Shut it all down. May God have mercy on this library." But yeah, on the real, Lisa, fuck Facebook.
Ma'am, we're not here to discuss your personal life. I'm sorry. Do you have any comments about the rezoning?
No, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you. Next.
A peaceful resolution all around, pretty wholesome, honestly. I'm convinced that the council wanted to just let her go as long as possible, and they had this joke ready in their head like, this is for the Portillos, you know, this is going to be a great mic drop, let's time this perfectly. And then they did. Hats off to the council for letting her go and then timing the Portillos mic drop for when they did. The timing couldn't have been any better. See ya. When you hear the term risk taker or daredevil, you typically think of someone skydiving, base jumping, free climbing a huge fucking mountain, stating their opinion on Twitter. These are typically what people think of, but for me, I think of stand-up comedians. I think there's no bigger risk than risking the eternal embarrassment and sleepless nights going through a bombed set of stand-up comedy. I feel like when you go up on stage as a stand-up comedian and your shit is not landing, you know, you go up there, "Hey, what's the deal with penis, huh?" And dead silence, there's nothing quite as heartbreaking, gut-wrenching, or devastating. Like, just imagine how horrible that must be. Volunteering to go up on stage to try and make people laugh, but nobody's fucking laughing, and God forbid someone's heckling, maybe someone even says boo. Oh, boo would just ring in your ears for life. It'd be like tinnitus, but if it was constantly insulting you and reminding you of the worst moment in your fucking life, make you want to cut your ear off like Ludwig von Beethoven. So I think stand-up comedians are big risk takers, and today I want to show you a man that laid it all on the line to deliver stand-up comedy at the worst possible place for it, a city council meeting.
Hey, I'm Uriah. It was really awkward doing the Pledge of Allegiance because I'm Canadian, so I kind of went with it. I did vote in the last election, even though I'm Canadian. I'm like, let's see what happens. If a Russian can vote, why can't I, right?
Introducing our anime protagonist here, this is Uriah. He posted this video himself, so there's definitely a level of self-awareness here, though I can't imagine this is how he wanted the set to go, just getting fucking ass blasted by silence. Like, I swear to God, this video is more quiet than the time Squidward went to that place to be all alone in SpongeBob. It's rough. His first joke kind of resonates with the crowd. You heard a few giggles, a couple chuckles, maybe even a little knee slap somewhere in the back. But from there, it's all downhill.
Being from Canada, I'm not used to the sun, you know? So it's just sitting there, you know, on the bench, sweating like a Republican applying for food stamps.
The way that he's looking around the room, scanning everyone's face, trying to find even the faintest smile at his jokes is actually heartbreaking. It is absolutely pulling on my heartstrings. It's like when a kid and his mom gets separated at a grocery store, so the kid starts panicking and he's like frantically looking for his mom through the aisles, just looking for this glimmer of hope, like, where is she? Like, it's actually sad. It looks like the fucking John Travolta meme where he, like, looks around confused, like, oh, well, you know, why is no one laughing? It's a bad location for it, but I at least admire the fucking fat nutsack on this guy to come here and try. Obviously, I think the intention here was to have a viral video, or at least a headline saying something like, City Council meeting in Santa Barbara gets pushed off the rails as the members erupt into fits of laughter when the goofy Uriah comes in with a side-splitting comedy routine. These City Council members were expecting to tackle heavy subject matter today, such as picking up your dog's shit on the sidewalk, when all of a sudden, Uriah hit him with a stand-up routine. I imagine that's probably what he envisioned here, but unfortunately we don't live in that multiverse where that actually happened. Instead, we live in this fucking cursed universe where Uriah went in there and it fell flat on its fucking ass.
I never have issues parking. I don't know. I feel weird. I can always park. I went down to Las Vegas to be part of the, the Blue Man Group. And then my car broke down. They say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. In this case, it was my car in my dreams. Because, see, I had AAA, but, I'm from Canada, right? So I had the Canadian version. It's when 3 Canadians get out and fight over who's going to help you. AAA.
He's starting to find his zone a little bit. He's hitting joke after joke. A full combination blow here of comedy, but no one really seems to appreciate it there, except for the guy behind him who's got a smile on his face. Though it's hard to know if he's smiling at the jokes or the very uncomfortable situation that is spawning in the room. It's hard not to admire the confidence it took to do this, but if you're gonna step into the Thunderdome here, you gotta have some fire material so you don't end up with a situation like this. Hit him with the old city council, more like titty council, honk honk. That gets him every time. That puts some smile on those faces, I'll tell you what. And you get him with like a classic. What did my butthole say when I put a finger in it? Nothing. It couldn't talk. It's a butthole, idiots. Stupid face. Yeah, that would slay at the city council, I bet. So, that'd be my advice to any future city council comedians. Just make sure your material is top notch. Like, these aren't robots. They're soulless, sure, but there's still some human emotion somewhere deep in there. And I'm sure if you just tickle the right spot on them, they'd laugh. You just gotta make sure the material's good enough.
I've never had more respect for city council than what you guys probably are feeling right now with me talking. I am American. I didn't commit voter fraud. That was a joke. Just to clear things up with the gentleman in the back, the police officer.
I'm glad we set the record straight there. It would have actually been pretty top-tier comedy if he actually did get carried away in handcuffs because they thought he did commit voter fraud. That would have been pretty wild and wacky. I don't know what's going on with the guy behind him that's not smiling. He looks very curious. He looks like an undercover police officer in a sting operation. I don't know why throughout this entire video he's been like analyzing Uriah so thoroughly, hanging on every word. I'm just saying his attentiveness is concerning.
I work in the funk zone and I hate it. Everyone asks me, is this the funk zone? Yes. Jeez. Have any of you guys rode the Greyhound before? The Greyhound is the Cards Against Humanity of travel. You just never know if you're going to get stabbed. Am I right?
I've never rode the Greyhound, so I don't know.
I'm wasting my time thinking. People don't think anymore. I'm like a live Twitter feed at this point. You know what I mean? I was watching. No, I wasn't.
Mr. Westman, thank you
That's
so
my
much.
time. Hey.
No, that's it. Thank you.
All in all, it definitely could have been worse. He could have been arrested. Meteor could have hit the city council. I mean, there's definitely worse things that I could imagine happening there. But this was pretty bad. That's definitely in like the top 5 of the all-time worst things that could happen, shy of like an apocalyptic event localized entirely to that city council headquarters. It was rough. It definitely was rough, but I will say he at least ended on a banger with the I was watching, no I wasn't. For a moment there, he was going to go for something else and said, it's just not fucking worth it. You know, let's just pump the brakes right now. I'm not even gonna bother. So I don't know what the fuck he was watching or wasn't watching, but he left it on a cliffhanger, and that's how you do it right there. Pretty good, all things considered, I'd say. That's about it. See ya. I'm sure many of you remember last year, a man drove through the Waukesha Christmas parade, killing 6 people and injuring 60 others. And over the last couple weeks, he's been on trial for it, and he chose to represent himself in court. Now, I'll go ahead and spoil it. He's no Saul Goodman. No matter what you're picturing, the reality is significantly stupider. You are not prepared for the absolute unhinged lunacy of this man defending himself in court. Now, as of today, he has been found guilty on 6 charges of intentional homicide, which he now faces a mandatory life in prison. So that's a good happy ending, but I'd like to show you some clips from the trial. This is an extremely serious situation, but him defending himself turned it into an absolute circus, and he was just the clown. The man went to court as the jester as opposed to trying to defend himself. It is so unbelievably dumb. I don't even know how to fully describe it. I know he's representing himself. I also heard that he built a fort. Like he got removed from the court and built a fort out of boxes to hide in or some shit. Is he trying for insanity? I don't know. And I also don't know if that's even a good strategy. I don't remember who made the video. It might have been Jim Can't Swim. I'm not sure. But apparently going for the insanity plea is bad. You set yourself up for a really, really, really rough time. He's not going for insanity, he's going for a mistrial. I read that theory as well. Like, him arguing with the judge was hoping that she'd snap at him and then he'd be able to make a case for a mistrial. But she didn't play his ball game. I just don't think he's that smart. Like, I don't think he has the capacity to even come up with that plan.
I would note he put 2 boxes right in front of where he's seated, so I can't
It's his fort.
see his face. I see his jacket is off, because I can see the outline of his arms.
Okay, for people that don't know, I'll bring everyone up to speed. This guy is an absolute goofball, but what he's done is anything but goofy. This is the guy that ran his car through the Christmas parade and killed, I think it was 6 people. He's representing himself at the trial right now. Oh, it even says right here, killing 6. Well, now you've ruined his whole defense.
Mr. Brooks, I'm going to ask you for a 3rd time. I've asked you twice now, and I'll ask you a 3rd time. Do you have any requests as it relates to the
But they're my...
instructions?
That was his fucking box fort. Have some respect.
Hey, man, you don't gotta talk to me like that. It ain't like they gonna be honored, though.
As it relates to the jury instructions, sir, what are your...
I heard what the hell you said, man.
Jesus
Mr.
Christ.
Brooks, that was very disrespectful.
For what anyone that doesn't keep up, and admittedly I haven't watched this whole thing top to bottom, I've only seen the clips. His tactic is yell at the judge as much as possible, hoping that she'll snap it back at him, but she just treats him like an actual baby. Just, hey, that wasn't nice. Can you use your inside voice? Okay, I don't really want to go down this road. Can you stop? Why are you so mad? Please? This is silly. Just all she gives him, because if she does like snap back to try and like discipline, based on what I've read, they could try for like a mistrial, stating like the judge was biased or the judge clearly had it out for the client or some shit like that. So she's just keeping her cool, keeping everything super mellow, super stoic. So good for her.
You don't.
I'm going to mute him again because he's not answering the questions that I'm very clearly asking him, and I've given him 5 opportunities.
Give him his boxes back and he'll be more talkative.
Do you have any requests as it relates to the jury instructions? I'll unmute you for that answer.
I can't hear everything you're saying.
Might break
Yeah,
them.
I'm still agitated. I ain't gonna stop being agitated. That ain't gonna stop. You sit up here and do everything you're doing, and think God don't see what you're doing.
You can't call God as a witness. That's not fair. That's like summoning Exodia.
Mr. Brooks, do you have any requests as it relates to the jury instructions?
Yeah, I can hear what you're saying. I can hear what you're saying.
You just told me you didn't. So what are your requests as it relates to the jury instructions, sir?
A little bit of ice cream in my box is back.
Why am I charged with 2 bail jumpings when I was already charged in Milwaukee for the same bail jumping? That's double jeopardy.
That's not double jeopardy. Your objection is noted. It's overruled.
I'm not familiar with the law. Is double jeopardy something that you could, like an actual legal thing, or is this man really confused on where he is right now? Because that was a quick overruling. It can be, but not here. Okay. So it can't be tried twice. They call it double jeopardy. Gotcha.
What's your next request, sir? I'm noting your objection.
I'm trying to talk. Can I get it out? You always want me to not interrupt you, but you always find a way to talk over me.
I understand your position. I'm saying it's overruled.
You always want respect. You always want respect.
Well, you're not hearing the epilogue here. He's about to overrule your overruling if you give him a moment.
I want to know why I'm even charged twice with the same thing. You can't charge.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. What the fuck? Oh, he got his boxes back. He can build his fort again.
Turning to the basis for
Give him a couple extra boxes.
counts, it will be up to the jury to review the evidence and make a determination as to the verdict forms, though, that were
What's in the boxes? Well, he's representing himself, so it's probably just a bunch of like legal books and shit.
Obviously, some of them did not have them on, just frankly from prior. So as it relates to this, the state is asking that I simply
He's vanished, Your Honor.
instruct the jury.
The box ghost has claimed him.
And not include that
This is so eerily similar to that case I've told you guys about multiple times, and I keep forgetting who it was, but it was a man who had killed his girlfriend, and I believe it was the boy, his son, testified against him, giving the details, and he's like, no, you guys are all wrong. I did kill her, but not where you said I killed her. So if you're gonna tell the story, you're gonna tell it right in front of the whole court. That shit was wild. I can't remember who that was. Was that Ronnie O'Neill? That name looks very familiar. Yep, that was another person who represented himself. Somehow, the people that represent themselves are the dumbest people of all time. That's weird, right? That's weird how that works. I even just voice cracked that, how strange that was. You would think if you're representing yourself, you're like a super intellectual being. But I mean, I don't know. Not a great track record. So weird.
It's unfortunate that he's deciding not to participate in this. I agree with the state. I don't need to highlight that second paragraph.
What is the protocol for this? I'm very curious. Everyone I've seen represent themselves, at the very least, tries to play ball, like the guy who openly admits to murdering his girlfriend and correcting the people on where he murdered her. But this guy just straight up doesn't do anything. He just builds box forts. So at this point, it's just like a field day. You could just give them like everything all at once since he's not defending himself. The judges usually like to be lenient in these cases to prevent grounds for appeals. Well, that's what I was saying, right? Because they're doing everything they can to avoid a mistrial motion, right? Because, I mean, this is a very serious case. This guy is an absolute fucking monster. This guy is evil. This is the guy that ran through that Christmas parade, killed 6 people, injured 60. This is a man by no means should be let off easy under any circumstances, so they're doing everything they can to tiptoe around here to make sure there is absolutely no wiggle room for mistrial accusations. So I get that.
All right, sir. Mr. Brooks, do you have any questions for this witness?
Yes, I do, and I object to being called that name for the record.
What?
Do you recall giving a
what
statement to an officer?
Someone fill me in on the lore. What does he want to be called? He's claiming his name isn't Daryl Brooks. Oh my god, how did I miss all of this shit? I've only seen some of the clips. I had no clue. What? He thinks it's a loophole. We've seen this before on Court Cam. There was a guy, I don't remember what he's there for. It might have been a DUI, but I'm just spitballing what it was. But his whole thing was, that wasn't me. That person that you're accusing of doing that is not me. That's not me. And then they asked what his name was, and he's like, it's not that. That was his whole defense. Is he trying that in this situation?
I was positive it was you. Who's you? You. I'm looking at you.
I'll make note of that.
And how did you come to that conclusion? The
You sure?
you conclusion. I'm looking at you. How did you come to that conclusion? Did you?
What conclusion? Can you restate the question?
You're saying that you gave a description.
All right, fine. Chat keeps pointing it out. I will also bring attention to it. This man's hairline is fucked up. It looks like the bat signal. Fine. We can get it out of the way now. All right? And now let's move on. We get it. He's got a fucking awful hairline.
On the non-emergency phone line, correct?
I'm looking at you. You are the guy.
And how did you come to that conclusion?
You and I were standing in the same yard looking at each other.
So, is it possible you saw something on the news?
No, I had no idea who you were.
What?
Interesting.
I'll make note.
This morning, the trial for Darrell Brooks, the man accused of driving through the Waukesha Christmas parade last year, killing 6 people, begins, and Brooks is representing himself as a sovereign citizen.
Wow. So he's going for the sovereign citizen card. I think this is just a theory. I think this whole sovereign citizen thing was started by 4chan as a joke. Kind of like that whole thing with like JFK Jr.'s been revived and he's announcing his presidency, just go wait here for a month. I honestly think sovereign citizenry was started by 4chan just to troll people in the real world. Because all it does is get people arrested because it's not a real thing and they make absolute fucking fools of themselves. Every single time. Like 100% of sovereign citizen cases gets people in jail. Yeah, the sovereign citizen cop clips are unreal. I wasn't driving under the influence. I'm a traveler. The vehicle is moving and I happen to be in it. I'm not driving, I'm traveling is a big one. Or I'm not Charles White. Charles White is my vessel. Or yep, we're not in America. There's another big one. I don't know how long sovereign citizen's been around. I really don't. I only know it from all of the clips over the last decade. Yeah, they took his rap video down, didn't they? I don't think that's up anymore. Oh, never mind. They put it back. They played it during the trial. That should be another criminal charge. It's trash. It's fucking trash.
We're going to play it in its entirety, but without volume, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Oh, that probably isn't even standard procedure. The music was just so bad, they're like, we're going to do everyone a favor and mute it.
And
I object to that, and I would like to make an offer of proof of my appeal.
We'll do that outside.
I object. I want to hear my music.
I will allow the state to play it in its entirety.
My shit's fire.
Your Honor, I have all the exhibits. They were provided.
Mr. Brooks, I'll take that up outside the presence of the jury. Your objections are noted. It's overruled.
Mind-boggling.
I love the way he acts as if he's some kind of seasoned lawyer. My God. In all my 30 years of practicing law, I've never seen something like this. This is... What a circus of a trial. Back to Double Jeopardy.
actually, Your Honor, I changed my mind. I would like to play the audio, please.
This is mind-boggling.
I want to have it.
You don't want to play the audio.
And then I'll make a ruling and I'll take that up.
The video wasn't even in the exhibits that I received. They actually didn't even receive it.
Mr. Brooks, please
Just imagine the worst music you've ever heard going on right now.
Not testifying. The video's playing.
For anyone that's wondering why this is relevant, it's not just to insult him for how awful he is at music. It's because, and this is actually one of the key things that the internet pieced together. Not, obviously the investigators did too, but I saw this floating all around Twitter the day this happened. It's the car. So his vehicle is in this music video, and they were easily able to put that vehicle, at that scene. It's not just to insult him, it's the same car. Though the music is really bad, and this should be an extra charge for how terribly shit the music is. Your Honor, can we have him maybe sing it for us instead, a cappella? Meet you in the middle? We don't have to listen to the absolutely awful beat, but we can listen to the bars. Daryl Brooks flips out when revealed he's a sex offender. Is it the first time he's hearing that too? Your Honor, this is outrageous. I've never heard such a thing. Oh, he goes shirtless and throws the tantrum over being ejected from court. I thought he was in the middle of changing into his suit.
And to look at the veracity of what your claims are here.
Thanks for your sub, JDR.
So, I may take an early lunch. If that's in your
He's
cell,
consulting with the big man upstairs for his legal defense. Give him a moment.
Letter, I'm not allowing this line of question. Move to the next courtroom.
That's what you want to do anyway.
It's not what I want to do. Do not interrupt Attorney Opera.
So can
Your
you
Honor,
say,
I
can you
believe he
explain-
has 7 prior criminal convictions via OWI 2nd from 1997, and OWI 3rd from 1997, and OWI 4th from 2003. Criminal trespass to dwelling from 2006.
Right, I need to take a break.
He's smoldering.
He's having a stare down with me. It's very disrespectful. He pounded his fist. Frankly, it makes me scared. And we're taking a break.
What the fuck? Okay. An interesting tactic. Again, not something I would have seen Saul use, but that doesn't mean it's not effective. Bro emoted it. He misinput and accidentally emoted in court. What do you think? What does he think is going to result from his actions? I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. He doesn't defend himself. He doesn't even try. I don't know. Yeah, he basically just shows up to court to go AFK and then rage. Over the past couple weeks, there's been a ton of people doing the best they can to help with the unfortunate situation in Ukraine, and there's been some really great efforts made to lend aid the best that they can. But amongst all of these great and positive things, there's been some real stinkers that have fallen flat and seemed more like just a grab for attention and some internet brownie points than to actually try and help anyone. Like that woman who wrote the slam poem to Putin about how if she was his mom, he wouldn't be doing this, as if she was some kind of benevolent angel with a sacred womb that can only give birth to the next Jesus Christ, and she was gonna save all of us, but just was born too late for it, or whatever the fuck was going on there. Point is, not all of the efforts to help are successful, and some of them just feel super fake, run by people who don't actually give a shit, they don't care, and it's just easy clout farming for them by pretending like they care. I want to again say that the situation in Ukraine is super scary, and my heart goes out to everyone affected by it, and wishing you the best. Now, I'd like to introduce you to a man who is doing his part to try and help, using his God-given ability of music to fight back, and god damn it, he may have just single-handedly solved the Russia-Ukraine crisis. I wouldn't be surprised if Russia retreats today after hearing this diss track that this guy dropped in a city council meeting.
I'm the proof when I'm in the booth, spitting on the mic. Anti-vax. Putin hates all of them blacks. Putin is a bad racist. Put him in the ground, white or brown. And I'm in plain old town.
I love how into his own song he gets. Like, look at this power stance that he takes here. Getting him with a dozy-do here. It's like he's fucking at a hootenanny right now, about to go square dance. Like, goddamn, he is really feeling the groove here. Swear to God, dude's got moves like I do when I used to get blackout drunk and try and hit it on the dance floor. I mean, you've seen me bust out the old Mickey Mouse clubhouse dance, baby, hot dog. But even I would struggle, like, under the pressure of a city council spotlight to perform. But this guy, absolute nerves of steel. They say the pin's mightier than the sword, and they might be right. This guy's really coming at him with the heat. He's treating this like 2016 YouTube when everyone's making diss tracks about each other. He's doing battle the only way he knows how. Now, of course, the verses and lyrics themselves are questionable, to say the least. I don't know if he's necessarily the next Slim Shady or anything here, but, you know, he's trying.
And you know you just got found. I'm a pimp on a blimp. Eating lots of steak and shrimp. No, you can't stop my shine. I'm number 99. And you know I'm grand and shine.
Man's out here sounding like Gilbert Gottfried on the mic. Sounded like SpongeBob just took a hit from a helium balloon and then was told to freestyle. He's got like a painful flow. It sounds like he's just possessed and being forced to rap, but it's like actively hurting him. It sounds like he sat on his own balls and then just started like trying to bust out as many rhymes as he could to deal with the agony. Now let's focus on the lyrics for a second. Let's go over these bad boys with a magnifying glass and fine-tooth comb. I'm a pimp on a blimp, eating steak and shrimp. Genius. That is fire. Those are real bars right there. You know, there's so much metaphor and so much depth to it, right? Like, I'm a pimp on a blimp, right? Like, I mean, we could talk about that for hours. Eating steak and shrimp, showing you how casual he is with things. It's like, yeah, I'm busting out some, like, high-quality rhymes, but it's as easy as, like, eating steak and shrimp, obviously, is what he's getting at. So, you know, this is very well constructed. He's also fantastic at crowd work. He's able to get the crowd super hype. This man is the perfect hype conductor here. You know, it's like he's performing at Coachella. He's going wild, and the crowd can't help but feel that electrifying energy.
Zelensky is a VIP. Ukraine and I go insane. Put a bullet in Putin's brain. You know that is the plan. I'm a Zelensky stan. I love you, Vladimir Zelensky. You are so smart. What's the smell? Did somebody fart? No way. What can you say? Vaccinate me straight or gay.
This song is like Homer's Odyssey of music. It just goes so many places. It doesn't stop. He's like the Human Torch. He's just throwing fire and can't stop. I love you. You are so smart. What's that smell? Did somebody fart? God damn. Another fat bar. Man's a Xanax fiend because he can't stop dropping bars. Like, good lord. I think it's pretty obvious he's doing this as a joke, but the fact that the city council's just letting the whole song play out, let him go through the entire song, and it seems like it's as long as Freebird at this point. It's like a 9-minute song. It just keeps going and going. Is crazy. I mean, it's fucking amazing that they just let him keep going. They must have been really enjoying the free concert as well.
I love you, and I love to rhyme and grind all the time. And you got that sanitizer, and you know I got that Pfizer. You know I stick it in my vein. Put a bullet in Putin's brain. Do it for the Ukraine. Before I go insane, let me antibacterial my body at the party, sipping Bacardi. You know the flow.
He's running out of breath, but the hype doesn't stop. There's a demon living inside of him, and it's gotta come out. And this is the only exorcism that'll work. A fucking diss track, baby, and he's letting it ride.
And I am a pimp, cause I am on a blimp. Eating lots of steak and shrimp. One more time, I 99. And you know I grind and shine. Gas price is way too high. Vladimir Putin needs to die. Gas price is way too high. Vladimir needs to die. I'm the truth in the booth.
This is what it feels like to chew 5 gum. This man is running out of oxygen in his body. His organs are shutting down. He is literally just being fueled by adrenaline and bars. And god damn it, he's still feeling the fucking flow. He's already shedding off his suit. I'm actually disappointed, and I feel insulted that the members of the city council there weren't also stripping. Like, all of them, like, taking their fucking clothes off and, like, hitting the body waves and shit. Like, I don't know how they weren't dancing to this high-quality music here. But man is putting his heart and soul into his craft right now. He's entering the Avatar state. And gas prices are absurdly high. Gas prices are way too fucking high.
Take my picture. I'm a winner. I'm gonna eat you for dinner. Okay.
You want to go to?
I just want to say, I love you. We need to take out Vladimir Putin, like Lindsey Graham said. Thank you, Mayor Mullins. I appreciate the time. Peace. God bless you all. Primetime Stein on Instagram. Thank you.
We got you down. We got you down.
The next speaker is Brian Wellington.
Good luck following up that performance, Brian. Wow, what a mic drop. At first I didn't think anyone was gonna clap, but luckily there was one bro out there that was like, yeah, fuck yeah, good work, you know, patting him on the ass as he goes up the stairs. The camera angle didn't do him any justice here because I'm sure just behind those seats in the front, people were moshing to the song. They were probably losing their minds. They were raging, I bet. So no doubt this was a successful concert for him. And what an incredibly goofy city council moment. City council meetings always have some of the most interesting people go to them, and this guy is definitely towards the top of that list now, I would say. Even shouts out his own Instagram, and I mean, what more could you want, honestly? What a crazy day. That's about it. So yeah. This week I saw something so baffling that it's really genuinely making me question if the human brain is devolving, becoming smoother, less wrinkles. It's the case of the TikTok giant. For those that don't know, there was a TikTok creator who filmed a giant, mysterious figure on top of a mountain. Was it Sasquatch? Was it the Loch Ness Monster? Perhaps Goatman? No, he claimed that he had seen a giant, and TikTok absolutely ate that up. They devoured it like it was a full course of spaghetti and meatballs. Not only TikTok though, it then expanded to Twitter, where even more people started to believe that they had just seen irrefutable proof of a giant, because there was something on top of a mountain that was big. This whole thing is like a child believing the tooth fairy's real because when they put their tooth under their pillow, there's a quarter there. It is easily debunked and has been multiple times now, but then they just throw away the truth that's facing them because they prefer to live in the magic of there being giants walking amongst us here. It's a beautiful delusion, albeit very sad too, because people are also convinced that not only was this proof of a giant, it's proof that the CIA murdered the guy for filming the giant. I think people are at this point where they are legitimately believing everything as if we're back in the actual early ages of humans. I saw on TikTok and Twitter, this blew up. The TikTok giant. God, what was the guy's name though? There was a guy on TikTok who took a video of a mountain and there was a big figure on top of the mountain. It's like, oh shit, it's a giant. And then people believed it. They're like, we've seen the proof, the giants are real. And now the person behind the account's not posting. The person's gone missing. So they're like, the government must have got him and killed him for exposing the truth. It's so fucking crazy how, I actually think there have been irreparable damage done to the human brain because of TikTok. These are people, adults, actual adults. Why don't I just pull up the Twitter account that was talking about it? Talking about how it's the truth, there was really a giant there, we've known all along, and now that this guy blew the lid on it, the CIA got him and killed him. And then the guy leaned into it, he made this video about how it's all fake and it looked like a hostage video, and they're like, oh my god, irrefutable proof, you can see that the CIA is making him say these things. Where's the original post? Here's the video in question though. Andrew Dawson, thank you. Oh, it's a giant
person, dude. No, seriously, pull over, pull over.
I knew they were here. I've known all along the giants existed. They called me a fool. Also, it's dangerous to scroll in the comments, but I'm pretty sure, I'm not even gonna bother with the Council of Cock being down there as a possibility. Someone went on Google Earth. They went over that mountain. It turns out it's just a tower. It's just legitimately just a tower. But that didn't dissuade the believers. So what they're saying is they must have built the tower after this video came out in order to hide the truth that there was a giant there. I shit you not. That was their explanation for it being a tower over there. They said that they made it. They put that tower in place in order to obfuscate. But this is what's on the other side. I think the top comment on this is still, the government put that there in order to hide the truth. I'm gambling, but I think I'm right with this. Okay, not the one. You, another person that's trying to keep information no one cares about hidden. Everyone knows it was a giant. Everyone still doesn't care. We care about the man being murdered for discovering it, though. We don't trust you. Isn't that crazy? They think the government killed this guy because he caught a video of a giant. That is the human brain in 2023. He did exactly what I told you guys I wanted to do with this whole gullible TikTok brain rot. Remember when I was telling you guys my plan of doing like haunted videos around the warehouse where like chairs move on their own? He did that with this. So after he got that video, he made this video where he leaned into it, exactly what I said I would do in order to farm.
Sorry to disappoint you guys, but all of the videos that I posted were scripted. They were just fake. They were just strictly for it.
So, he leaned into it. He made this video like, it's all fake, you know, this and that, and he made it look like he was under duress. So people are like, clearly the CIA got to him. They're making him say these things. He did every single thing I said I would do with my farming of these fucking idiots. And they believe him fully. They believe he found a giant up here. And then the government killed him. It's so good. We live in an age where everyone has access to a video recording device at all times. Pretty much every nook and cranny of the world's been explored. And a fucking giant would be one of the hardest things to miss. And somehow, this is a confirmed giant. And it's just a coincidence that there happens to be a tower on the other side of this. Wholeheartedly believe it. This isn't even the biggest Twitter thread about it. There was a thread by this lady who's in her early 30s talking about how the government can't be trusted because they're killing us for finding the truth of things they don't want us to know about, citing this video as an example of the giant. And I believe the same woman also started talking about how they're killing people who are finding gnomes. But I may be getting her confused with someone else that was talking about it. People legitimately are believing in fairy tales again. We're going so far backwards. Charlie working for the government. I'm trying to keep you guys from the truth. You're not ready for giants. Those fucking bastards. Filthy monsters they are. I'm doing you a favor. You're not ready to... You can't handle it. Now, looking into it, there was an obituary posted for this individual from a local news source. So it is possible that he did pass away in early 2022, but people are attributing that death to a mysterious circumstance, and it being the CIA that took him out, like it was fucking Jack Bauer on a vendetta to kill this man because he had seen a giant. Why? Well, I don't know. That's not a question that ever gets asked in these situations. Just going through any natural thought process here and breaking it down, what would the government have to gain from hiding giants? Unless they have some kind of secret alliance with the giant tribe, there's just absolutely no reason they'd want to shut this shit down, put the kibosh on it. Or unless if you look at a giant in the eyes, it gives you eternal life or something, and the government's hoarding that to themselves, or their urine acts like the fountain of youth. Just nothing adds up here when you start connecting the dots. This isn't like a Men in Black situation where they're hiding aliens by going around and neuralizing everyone who sees alien activity, where the excuse there is they don't want people to panic. When it comes to giants, that'd be the hardest thing in the world to keep the lid on. Like the cat would get out of the bag so quickly, because it's a fucking giant. They're huge. They're enormous. This one, assuming patient zero here was truly a giant, this one was spotted on top of a mountain fucking 40 miles away. So you'd have a real tough time. You'd have your work cut out for you to keep that under wraps. And even if there were giants, the existence of them probably wouldn't cause a panic on the same level as like aliens or anything. There's absolutely no reason for the government to be hiding the existence of giants. And I can't believe I even have to say that. I feel like I'm having a conversation with like the D&D club at a middle school.
I think that's the same vehicle from...
Hey!
Now let's break down this little humdinger here. People use this video as proof that the CIA was hunting him down and stalking him because he made this video. He's very clearly leaning into it if you ask me. But let's do a basic thought experiment here. How likely is it that this is staged? Very. It got millions of views, so there's real incentive to play on it. How easy would it be to fake? Extremely. All you need is your friend to sit in a car outside and then drive away when you come out and yell at them. Like, just look at the video. There's just a random car out there with their lights on. So if they're stalking, they're doing a terrible job. They're just sitting right in plain view outside of his house with their lights on. That'd be the worst tale ever. They would be fired from the CIA immediately because they're fucking terrible at their job. Like, at that point, the CIA might as well have a sign out there saying, "We're watching you. Honk if you like government surveillance." Like, this would be genuinely the worst stalking ever from the CIA. And then the guy comes outside and scares the car away like a flock of pigeons on the beach. It's an extremely easy thing to stage. Where's the proof that that is some kind of unmarked CIA vehicle and an operative in there stalking him? The video just starts where he looks out the blinds and the car's already just sitting there in front of his house with his lights on. I think this is so clearly staged in order to play off of the success of the Giant video, because it got a lot of attention and a lot of engagement. Now, he hasn't posted on TikTok since 2022, and like I said, there is an obituary posted in a local news source, so it is very possible he did pass away, but I will tell you right now, I highly, highly, highly doubt the government had anything to do with that. Because, again, there's no such thing as fucking giants out there. Sorry to ruin Christmas, but it's the truth. It's a tough pill to swallow, but one you've got to grow up and take right now. I would love if there were giants out there. No one would be happier than me. I would absolutely be ecstatic to learn that giants really are out there and they're coming back. You know, and then they start their own sports league or something. It'd be amazing. I'd be super excited about that. I'd also love if there was a such thing as psychics and telekinetic abilities, as well as being able to form a Kamehameha ball in the palm of my hands if I focus real hard. I would love all of that kind of fantasy shit to be real. But it's not. So there's just nothing the government would do here about a man filming a video claiming he saw a giant, because giants aren't real. So they're not gonna fucking care. It's not like he actually exposed a government secret. They'd have no reason to go silence him. This is just a wild case of people believing anything and everything they see, for no reason other than they have fun believing it. And then they fight tooth and nail for it, even when they are faced with the absolute truth of what the situation is. It's wild. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's about it. So yeah. It's that time again where I start gushing about aliens. It's one of my favorite topics to discuss. It's the one I get most heated about on stream and have the most absurd conversations with chat on stream about. And yesterday, there was a massive UAP congressional hearing that had some very well-established individuals, some very high-ranking individuals that were making testimonies under oath about UAPs and government divisions, as well as general information about things relating to UAPs and the government. It's all very interesting, especially because it's coming from people who have real merit here. It's like substantial credibility for the individuals that have come forward under oath to speak on these things. It's not like they just grabbed random nobodies, right? They didn't go out there and find Jericamo Sloppenheim, who goes to the congressional hearing talking about how the green guys from space probed his chocolate starfish. This is very buttoned up people that have come forward to talk about these things and blow the whistle on UAP departments, even talking about how some people were injured during UAP retrieval programs, and it is fascinating. I haven't had the chance to talk to my father about all of this, whom all of you know is the preeminent expert on anything extraterrestrial. He is the world's best when it comes to anything alien related. I'm sure right now he's hunkered down, you know, doodling away, crunching numbers, theorizing things, all from these new testimonials that have come forward. But I think it's important to note that they don't present any, like, physical evidence. The evidence that gets presented here about the UAPs and everything is testimonial, which is real evidence, but I don't want anyone coming into this expecting them to wheel out the corpse of the fucking Martian Manhunter or something, or have, like, an alien smoking a cigarette talking about his time in deep space and his journey to get to Earth. That doesn't happen. Instead, they are talking about departments and different things that have been going on for a while in regards to non-human crafts. And one of the biggest ones is about the Immaculate Constellation program, which is now fully available for anyone to go out there and read, which I think is a very cool thing to do. And also there was this moment. Now I learned about it on stream last night, so I didn't get to do a huge deep dive on stream, but this morning I spent quite a bit of time going over a lot of like the big moments, and this one really stood out to me.
Has there been any, to your knowledge, any communication with a non-human life form
So the term communication is a bit of a trick word because there's verbal communication like we're having now. The problem is you also have nonverbal communication. And so I would say definitively yes, but from a nonverbal meaning, when a Russian reconnaissance aircraft comes into U.S. airspace, we scramble 2 F-22s, and we are certainly communicating intent and capability. I think the same goes with this. We have these things that are being observed over controlled U.S. airspace, and they're not really doing a good job hiding themselves. They're making it pretty obvious they have the ability to even interfere with our nuclear equities and our nuclear readiness.
That's pretty big, considering this is all under oath. And this is someone who was once a counterintelligence operative for the government. Like, this isn't just some random, fucking weirdo in their basement who's locked themselves away feeding into delusions. This is someone that did have a pretty powerful position, at least as I understand it, and many others who came forward here, the same. They all had positions that have real merit for what they're talking about. So it is a big deal to have these testimonials. Now, as I discussed on stream, I still believe aliens are absolutely out there in the universe. Those slimy weasels, I know they're out there having a hoot and a holler, but I truly, sincerely do not believe they have ever been to this little fucking space rock. I just don't. I just think it is so unbelievably unlikely, and if they ever did visit us, we would never know because their technology would be so far beyond our comprehension, and there's no way we'd be able to actually even see it at any point, let alone retrieve some kind of crash. Like, the odds of them crashing in here, there's a higher chance that I get a growth spurt in my 30s. Like, it's just so unlikely. Now, I don't believe anyone during the congressional hearing was lying under oath. Absolutely not. I have no doubt that everyone that was testifying and giving their statements was being 100% truthful. I believe all the departments are real departments. I believe all the programs are real programs, all of that they spoke about. I believe in this case, they believe that there was a real nonverbal communication with a non-human entity. But there's no physical evidence that was presented. There's nothing that was presented that convinces me that, oh, it really was aliens. I know they're being truthful, like I'm very confident in that, but that doesn't mean that it's absolutely aliens. For example, this statement about, like, definitively, yes, we have had nonverbal communication with non-human entities. Well, we also thought that back in the 70s with the WOW signal. And there's still a lot of people who believe the WOW signal is irrefutable proof of intelligent life out there, but I just think there's more evidence to suggest that it isn't. There's a lot of other explanations for what the WOW signal really is. Like, just because he believes that there was 100% definitive communication with a non-human entity doesn't mean that that's what it was. There could be something else to explain it, and since we weren't presented with any of what that is, it's now just, okay, I guess I have to assume it was aliens, because he believes it's aliens, It's just hard to get me to 100% say, like, yes, it's aliens. I desperately want to. I would be extremely happy to be proven wrong about my take that aliens have never visited us. But at the moment, there just still isn't that proof that gets me there and convinces me of that. But hopefully this is the start of more and more conversations and more information about UAPs and the government's involvement with UAP programs and departments. Maybe we can get some more declassified information and evidence of anything of non-human origin. That would be extremely exciting. If that information and that content exists, I would love for that to start being shared, and this seems like a good step in that direction if all of it truly is of non-human origin. So hopefully this is just the first of many UAP breakthroughs. Did you watch the UAP Congress hearing today? Apparently it was earth-shattering. The UAP thing was today? I'll definitely take a peek. I feel like if this actually was groundbreaking, my dad would have called me ASAP with a big "I told you so."
Live for us on Capitol Hill. Joe, you were in the room for that more than 2-hour hearing. What did you learn?
Aliens are real. You won't believe it. And they want to suck my dick right now.
If these technologies are not made by any government, Who's making them? Private companies, or are you implying they are crafted by a non-human intelligence?
No, my buddy Eric makes them in his
That's
garage.
precisely why we're here. The problem is that, temporally speaking, over decades, not just the last 10 years, to put this in perspective,
Are these private companies you're implying, or is this non-human intelligence?
it may be both.
Okay.
When it comes to Blue Force technology,
What? Maybe both. Like they're working together, or like there's different UAPs? I don't think they could both be true, right? They're private company aliens. Oh, of course, yeah. What's next? You gonna tell me the aliens unionized or something? Yeah, whatever. Man, I wish they just had 3 titties.
to discuss.
Okay. Are you read into secret UAP crash retrieval programs?
We would have to have a conversation in a closed session, ma'am. I signed documentation 3 years ago that restricts my ability to discuss specifically crash retrievals.
It's like the Suicide Squad. They got like that thing in their neck gonna blow his head off if he talks about it.
And what is in the book is what I was told I'm allowed to talk about.
Has the government conducted secret UAP crash retrieval programs, yes or no?
Yes.
That's not, well, that doesn't necessarily mean they were successful. That just means they might have seen something and then tried to go get it and reclaim it, believing that it could be a UAP. And then what they found could have very well been just my buddy Eric's man-made doohickey. But that would be cool if they have retrieved some.
Were they designed to identify and reverse engineer alien craft, yes or no?
Yes.
So those two yeses right there at the end, very important there. Now, just shortly after that hearing, that was Congresswoman Nancy Mace sharing.
I mean, it's cool to hear, but that's not surprising. I don't think aliens have ever visited Earth. I've made that very clear. I know aliens are out there. I think it's unlikely that we're the only intelligent life. I just don't think they've ever been here. I truly don't. But it's not surprising me to hear, like, I'm assuming it's true because he's under oath, that they had like a program to go retrieve it and try and like reverse engineer it. That doesn't mean that it ever found or produced anything, right? Like, I've had times where I've gone out trying to get laid. I didn't get laid. Shit, I didn't meet anybody. You know? Like, it's you know, you can have those plans, you can try and do those things. It doesn't necessarily mean that it worked. But I think the question should be, have they ever retrieved anything of extraterrestrial origin? Because you can have a department dedicated to reverse engineering it if it's ever retrieved. The question should really just be, have we ever actually gotten anything of extraterrestrial origin? That's what I want an answer to. And some evidence of.
Yes.
See, that's not confirmation they ever got one. Again, that is a program that would aim to retrieve them, if there was any. Like, I feel like there's millions, like, we have a fucking Space Defense Force program, right? They haven't fought off any alien invaders, I'll tell you right now. Apparently, the biggest bombshell during this hearing was documents regarding the Immaculate Constellation program, which is a secret UFO retrieval program the Pentagon is running. They just released them online for everyone to read. Ooh. United States Department of Defense and the intelligence community are withholding information about anomalous phenomena from Congress. It's a testimony from Michael Schellenberger. I do believe we probably have plenty of programs for that. Like, there's no way this guy's lying, not under oath. No shot. I definitely do think there are programs for, like, retrieval of UAPs or, like, any kind of investigation into it, reverse engineering if they ever find one. I just don't think it's ever happened. I don't think there's ever been a alien spacecraft that has ended up here. You don't think UFOs exist at all? I think it is so unbelievably, like, main character syndrome type shit to think that somehow aliens, if they have faster than light travel or wormhole traveling capabilities, would somehow just crash on our fucking tiny little planet. That would be so unbelievably unlikely because it's incomprehensible to us the technology that they would already have in order to even make it this far. Like, that's so unlikely. And for us to catch a glimpse of them is even more unlikely. If they made it here and we'd somehow see them in a fucking Tic Tac, that's unbelievably unlikely. So the witness is lying? Brother, how many times I gotta say it? No, I don't think they're lying at all. They're talking about programs. I have no doubt these programs exist. Just like we have our Space Defense Force program. But we're not defending the Earth from anything right now. We're not fighting off the fucking Tyranids out there with the space defense program America's got. They exist, I have no doubt. I have no doubt about it. They're definitely not lying. Tic Tac video, probably the most credible we have. Yep, that and the other one from the ship. Those are the two UAP videos that have the least amount of explanation for. What do you think about the theory that aliens created us and are coming now because we're close to ending ourselves? What? I think that's a theory that's based on nothing but someone who really likes anime. If life is found on other moons in our solar system, would people finally stop thinking we are special and we're literally the point of the universe? So for the longest time, I always thought if aliens ever visit us, if aliens ever have visited us and we finally reveal it, I always thought they'd be like a unifying moment, because in pretty much every sci-fi property ever, when people speak of humanity or Earth, it's always like one united front of humans. And I always thought if aliens were discovered, that would be that unifying moment where like everyone on Earth comes together. And now I'm 100% sure that would never fucking happen at all. That would just never happen. That just caused so much fucking chaos now. We'd take their oil. Yeah. Man, we would butt fuck them so hard if we could. How disappointed would you be if aliens just looked like humans but with pointy ears or glowing eyes? There is not a single alien design that would actually disappoint me. The only one that would disappoint me is if aliens looked like what that researcher said dudes are going to look like from gaming in 20 years. If they looked like this, then I'd be mad. But anything shy of this, I'm going to be blown away. I'm going to be so happy. Watch court cam. Is there new court cam that I've missed? Let's see. I'll just go through here, I think. This might be easier. Man tries playing mind tricks with the judge. So he encountered a Jedi. Is that Nicolas Cage?
Hall is here for driving under the influence and driving with a suspended license.
He looks like the kind of guy.
Sir, I haven't said for the court how I'm appearing today, sir.
I'm not asking you yet.
What does that mean? I can see how you're appearing. Like a meth addict.
Sir, today I'm appearing as the agent and settler for David Hall.
Oh, he's cosplaying.
Okay.
My name sounds exactly like the defendant's, and I'm here to settle that matter today.
Oh!
So are you and David Hall one
Interesting.
I'm not a person, I'm an individual. David Hall is a person, I am a private individual.
Hall's legalese.
Interesting.
To say the least. But the judge...
He's got us backed into a corner.
Individual. And I don't think you understand the difference between a person and an individual.
Could you appear as a 19-year-old boy, perhaps, if I asked you to?
Correct.
Just starts transforming his face like a polyjuice potion.
And even the person's bond today at $10,000.
Damn. Slap the whole family.
And the person continues to drive without a driver's license.
Quick, substitute in somebody else. This time you're Martha Cranberry.
Is a violation of his original bond. All versions of David Hall must remain in jail unless he can come up with the cash.
Well,
is there any other?
Are you asking me as the settler, the agent?
Hey, he's getting fucking blasted. Judge is bending him over and biting his fucking asshole off.
Okay, I am not the person, David Hall. Tell him he's not leaving jail either. All right. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Come on. Down the middle.
You have to be a really, really insufferably fucking dumb asshole to think sovereign citizen is a real thing. Just as a heads up. Thanks to the resub chills. It never works because it's not a real thing. If you say you're a sovereign citizen, you just get laughed at. Let's see what the most dramatic moments are. He's even got merch made. That was pretty cool.
Please be seated.
Accused of killing 2 teens in 1993 when he was just 16.
Holy shit.
At that time, became a key piece of evidence for the prosecution.
Present in the courtroom. The court has received.
So did he actually kill them or what?
Indicating that they've reached a verdict.
Villegas has been on trial 3 separate times for this crime and has maintained his innocence throughout. After spending 18 years in prison, that verdict was thrown out in 2013.
Holy shit!
Because of ineffective assistance of counsel. He has remained out on bond as he awaited a 3rd trial. During that time, he fathered 2 children.
What the fuck?
The prosecution continued to insist on his guilt.
Verdict Form B. We, the jury, find the defendant Daniel Villegas not guilty of...
Hey! Oh, okay, so that had a happy ending, assuming he didn't actually murder anyone. If he did, then that's not good. We'll need to, have a hard think on that if that happens to be the case.
16 years old.
Good luck, kids.
He fucking did it! It only took 18 years of his life.
Madison's been convicted on 3 counts of aggravated
Jesus
murder for
Christ.
the killing and mutilation of 3 young women in Ohio. As part of the hearing,
I thought these were gonna be goofy. These are fucking heavy. Jesus Lord.
Right now, I guess we're supposed to, in our hearts, forgive this clown.
No, I hate that perspective. You don't forgive people like that. It's not empowering. It's not just demonstrating strength to forgive a murderer. It's ridiculous. Oh fuck. That was a great jump. His airtime was nuts. He fucking took off.
Van Terry is released without charges. A short time
Thank
later,
God.
County Judge Nancy Michael Madison is sentenced to death and will now live on Ohio's death row. We start things off at the
I am so glad that guy didn't get charged. I am so fucking glad.
Domestic violence order.
I hate when like you lash out at someone like that and you get charged for it. It's fucked up.
I haven't done anything to this court.
Is she gonna lunge at him too? Fucking take off.
For contempt of court. Make any difference.
You will serve 10 days for contempt of court. You go now.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Make it 11 days.
In a legal process.
She handled that really well. Damn, people really like lunge.
No, I'm not. I'm not under oath. All right, raise your right hand when I swear you in.
Ooh! Blasted, get pranked. Oh, we've seen this. I recognize this guy now.
You threatened my life the other day.
I remember this. We did see this one.
I am not under oath. This is being done unconstitutionally.
I don't remember what he does.
My kids unrightfully. So that being said,
He's driving a hard case.
no, do you want to be here or not?
The judge is handling this very well.
Wants to sit here while you take their kids. This is a conflict of interest. Can I get some water, please?
Do you want to suck his dick for the water?
No, I need you to answer.
He's so patient.
Cook has accepted a plea deal that will drop a conspiracy charge, which carried a maximum penalty of life in prison. But counts of carjacking, attempted carjacking with a deadly weapon, and felony battery are still in play.
Damn, that's huge. I didn't know conspiracy was that seriously taken.
There was an orchestrated ambush, and you are a main part of that. And for that, I'm going to go ahead and adjudicate you guilty of all 3 charges.
Oh!
20 years in state prison.
Damn! I mean, it is really avoidable. Don't set up an ambush. Like, it's super easy to avoid.
More severe than they expected.
Exit Prime Bomb.
It turns out that Cook and her mother's reactions were so intense because they believed the plea deal meant no prison time.
That's how they get you.
Judge Foxman allows her
That's
to enter
plea deals in a nutshell.
Cook's sentence is reduced to 11 years in prison.
Ah. Okay, so only over half of her entire life so far.
Where public defender Andrew Weinstock and his client are...
To be fair, sounds like she deserved it though. Match with someone on Tinder, set up a robbery. That's fucked up.
I'm not waving.
That's not like a mistake you make. That is you being a psychopath.
I don't need your help.
Wow.
You know what? I'm the public defender. I have a right to be here, and I have a right to stand I said and represent sit my down. clients.
Damn.
If you want to fight, let's go out back, and I'll just beat your ass.
Oh,
They both
it is.
head to the hallway
What?
behind the courtroom, just out of the view of the court's cameras. Believe it or not, they get into a physical...
Holy shit!
Until Judge Murphy returns to the courtroom, alone.
Thank you.
That is about the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen.
I will catch my breath.
So you're fucking, who's this, Judge Murphy? You're telling me the public defender got to square off against the judge in a legally orchestrated pugilistic fisticuff showdown at whatever this is, a Judge Judy dispute here or whatever, and the judge actually beat his ass and the cops didn't intervene at any point? That's incredible. That's fucking incredible. Judge Murphy, I want to see this guy. Is he jacked? Florida, that sounds about right. Florida Judge Murphy. Come on. Oh, come on! Who is this mystery man? What the fuck? No! They removed him? Total lack of self-control. Come on! This is exactly how it should be. You got beef? Let's fucking settle it. That's great. I just want to see him, man. I'm not his fucking attorney. I just want to see what the guy looks like. Will he pop up in images? No way. This is what he looks like? This guy? Through hands? He wasn't dealing with like a pushover. Like, this is a big boy. God damn. Alright. Hey. Hats off to him. Trial by combat. He's got that old man strength.
I would like to get it done as fast as possible.
Good answer.
Doesn't help me.
Now, if you can beat the judge in the fight, we'll reduce it even further.
Florida Judicial Qualifications Commission, who charged Judge John Murphy with threatening to commit violence.
It wasn't a threat. It sounds like he followed through.
Engaging in a physical altercation with counsel. The case eventually reaches the Florida Supreme Court, which orders the immediate suspension and permanent removal of Judge Murphy from his post.
Thanks to Resub Humongous. If you can beat my goddamn lawyer in a fight, he wasn't a good lawyer in the first place.
Washington.
You beat my lawyer, you beat me. That's fine.
Just finished some business.
I very rarely watch government hearings. The only time I ever tune in is when something big happened and I'm trying to get the latest scoop on what the important information is and new developments. And every time without fail, I get nothing. Less than nothing. It's just perpetually dancing around questions without giving any real information whatsoever, and leaves me scratching my head wondering what was even the point of doing this in the first place. Whenever one of these hearings is going on, usually the person that's getting grilled doesn't actually respond most of the time. It's like talking to a stuffed animal when you're a kid expecting a response, but you get nothing. That's how these go most of the time, and the best example was the most recent one with the Secret Service director. After the assassination attempt on Trump, the Secret Service director's been catching a lot of heat and was brought in front of big government to get fed that government cheese. And they were laying into her, asking a lot of questions about the Secret Service. And she just sat there like a fucking statue, giving non-answers. Like, I can't even put the word answer in the same sentence as what her tactic was. It was a complete waste of time. Now, since that hearing, the Secret Service director has resigned. That is a new development. That's a big breaking story there, which absolutely seems for the best, all things considered, especially after this hearing, where they just truly seem inept and can't even answer the most basic questions. Like, they would lose points on their SAT for not writing their name because they just refused to. Like, if one of the government officials had asked the Secret Service director how many fingers they were holding up, she would have probably refused to answer. Like, getting led by someone like that doesn't seem to be optimal. But I just need to show you how bad this hearing was, and I didn't watch the whole thing. Maybe there were some parts that were better than others, but holy shit, like, the most direct questions could not elicit a direct answer or even a semblance of an almost answer. It was infuriating. The Forbes video basically covers it. Is this an actual good breakdown?
That's Chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, Mr. Jordan from Ohio.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director, were you guessing or lying? The day after President Trump is shot, see assets for Mr. Trump's detail. So which is it? Because both statements can't be true. Were you guessing or lying when you said you didn't turn down requests from President Trump's detail?
Neither, sir, and I appreciate the question.
Well, what
wait, what?
Those statements don't...
As far as requests...
Well, maybe they got tired of asking. Maybe you turned them down...
This guy has a voice of, like, every background character in a Ubisoft open world game. I don't know who this is, but every time he speaks, all I hear is, like, an NPC like, hey, watch where you're going! He literally sounds like that fucking stock voice actor that does those.
And you turned them down. What did they ask for and how many times did you turn them down? Pretty basic questions.
So again, without having all of the details in front of me, sir, what I can tell you is that there are times...
You didn't get briefed.
This is going fucking nowhere. This is going, like, legitimately nowhere. All of these fucking conferences and hearings seem to be absolutely worthless. Like, legitimately worthless.
Very specific questions. I want very specific answers. Most of my questions are going to demand a yes or no answer. Do you understand? I do. Okay.
That wasn't a yes. Should have said yes.
Both sides of the aisle today have asked for your resignation. Would you like to use my 5 minutes to draft your resignation letter, yes or no? No, thank you. Was this a colossal failure?
It was a failure.
Yes.
Colossal.
No? Was it
Colossal?
A colossal failure is the question.
How big?
Yes or no?
I have admitted this is a
This is a yes or no series of questions. Was it
approximately how big of a
colossal
failure?
Yes or no?
Metric system, please.
Yes.
Was this tragedy preventable? Yes or no?
Yes.
Has the Secret Service been transparent with this committee?
Yes.
Would you say the fact that we had to issue a subpoena to get you to show up today as being transparent? Yes or no?
I have always been
yes or no. You didn't want to answer the question.
Committee.
We had to issue a subpoena to get you to show up today. That is not transparent, by the way. You stated earlier Secret Service is not political. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Would you say leaking your opening statement to Punchbowl News, Politico's Playbook, and Washington Post several
What the
hours...
fuck is Punchbowl News? Is that like her daughter's scholastic news reporting section? What the fuck is that? Wait, you're telling me the Secret Service director broke the story to Punchbowl News? Is that real? Pop Crave. Pop Crave has the breaking. Secret Service only communicates directly with Pop Crave and Dexerto. Nothing else. God damn it.
Hours before you sent it to this committee as being political. Yes or no?
I have no idea how my statement got out.
Well, that's bullshit. So, Mr. Chairman...
Oh, hey, pardon my French.
To ask unanimous
Bullshit.
consent to enter into the record articles by Punchbowl News, Political Playbook, Washington Post. Has the Secret Service provided this committee a complete list of all law enforcement personnel that were there that day? Have you done that? Have you provided a list to the Oversight Committee? Yes or no?
I will have to get back to you on that.
That is a no. Have you provided all audio and video recordings in your possession to this committee, as we asked on July 15th? Yes or no?
I would have to get back to you.
That is a no. You're full of shit today. You're just being completely dishonest. Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman.
Hey, please. Please, come on. Naughty language in the house of God. Are you out of your mind? Get her out of here. Get her out of here. This lack of professionalism is more insulting than the Secret Service's failure. Unbelievable. Oh my God. Why I never.
We have to maintain decorum in this committee, no matter how
have you provided
upset we
any
get.
and all memos to this committee that we've asked you on July 15th? Have you provided all memorandums within the Secret Service?
I would have to get back to you on
that. Is a no. You are being dishonest or lying. Like you're being dishonest here with this committee. These are important questions that the American people want answers to, and you're just dodging.
When the speakers said that they need to maintain decorum no matter how upset they get, his voice was actually shaking. I think he was on the verge of tears. I'm not entirely sure, but when I rewatched this segment, I was like, wow, that guy really doesn't like potty mouth. Like, the language of sailors, he was really not standing by. Here, they're talking to someone that has had a massive failure in what their job is supposed to be with this assassination attempt. And, like, he gets very concerned over her saying, shit. So I found that to be really weird. I understand professionalism is important. I get it. But, like, come on. We're all adults here. I think our ears can hear some of these words without needing to be, like, reprimanded like we're in school or something. I just felt like that was kind of comical and very kind of childish as well for him to be like that and call her out for the language. And speaking of call outs, right now the Secret Service director is getting her ham steamed. Like, she is getting baked. So all of her dodging, which she's getting rightfully called out for, doesn't even really serve a purpose, because anyone who hears that knows that that's an admission of guilt. By refusing to be open about the questions and instead saying things like, I'll have to get back with you, or I'll need to check on that, that's very clearly a no. You are not cooperating. You are not doing these things that are being talked about right now, and you don't want to just say that, so instead you look even slimier by refusing to own up to it and instead, beat around the bush. It's just so weird, because the dodging doesn't even serve a purpose other than just making this even more frustrating than it needs to be.
Have you provided us all communications from the Secret Service related to that day and that rally? Have you provided this committee? We've asked for this information on July 15th. Have you provided any of this information that this has asked of the Secret Service?
Well, I'm going to have to check.
Any of it?
I'll have to get back to you.
Have you?
Yeah, no, I have to check. We put the intern on that the day you said it. We just have to make sure that they're not doing whippets right now and on task. And I'm sure they are. Yeah, no, I just have to get back to you on it. That's all. It's a yes. Yes, I did. It's on its way. Did you check the mailbox?
We haven't gotten a single document or piece of information or data from you or your agency in related to the rally that we have asked you for. So, is this
a joke to you?
Assassination of Donald Trump a failure of training or execution or both?
That's not yes or no.
I think that those are answers that we need to
Training,
examine.
execution, or both? Which one?
I think those are answers.
All right. How many Secret Service personnel have lost their jobs due to this colossal failure?
At this time, none.
Personnel have been required to take a refresher course on how not to let people shoot Donald Trump.
Our personnel are currently...
That was an interesting question. It's so snarky. Oh my goodness. That's so very snarky.
We are examining the facts of this investigation, and we will make the changes necessary.
What time did law enforcement become aware that there was an individual on the roof with a clear line of sight to President Trump?
There was a shooter?
I am still verifying timelines.
I'll have to get back to you.
Of course.
That's news to me.
9 days in, you have no answers. How many minutes went by between the time law enforcement saw and took photos of crooks and the shooting? How many minutes?
I am still verifying timelines.
57 minutes.
No, that can't be right.
Mr. Chairman, and I yield back.
Gentlelady yields back.
I'll have to get back to you. Those minutes have to be completely calculated incorrectly. It's ridiculous. Wow. That was enlightening. Thank you, Secret Service Director. These truly feel fucking worthless. Like, the people that go in there, the Secret Service Director, goofball during the first hearing, they literally go up there and they just say nothing. It's just like, well, maybe. I'm going to have to check with my superior. I don't know. My dad called and I missed the call. Maybe he was going to tell me, but I don't know right now. It's just so fucking worthless. Why do you think they'll say nothing? Well, the reason's obvious, but still, it's like completely useless. It's unbelievable how inept the government is when it comes to how it runs. Everything is abominably slow and beyond disorganized. Like all the fucking problems we had with U.S. immigration, lawsuits. I'll be honest with the lawsuit, it's not going that well anymore because the government is so fucking slimy. What should have been a slam dunk case against U.S. immigration is turning into a giant fucking headache. But it's so ridiculous. It's unbelievable how inept it is. Like, I know everyone likes to attribute all the shortcomings and failures to conspiracy, but the truth of the matter is, the people there are just dumb. Like, they're actually fucking stupid. Like, legitimately stupid. Everyone is stupid except me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Brother, I'm dumb too. If I worked in government, I'd probably also be fucking terrible at my job as well. I'm just saying, everyone likes to attribute to conspiracy what's easily explained through incompetence. I've been seeing it firsthand with U.S. immigration. I promise you, a lot of the things you think are conspiratorial are actually just like fucking glue-huffing losers in there that cannot do what they're supposed to do. Hello, I just wanted to give you all an actual update on the P. Diddy trial in the midst of this flood of nonsense that's spreading around about it. Those AI videos making garbage claims like, a new key witness was called to the stand. It's David Copperfield, who dropped a bombshell about his secret MySpace page that told all. This nonsense is just going insano style, so I wanted to tap in here real quick and give you a brief, real update on something very important that just happened in the trial in regards to Kid Cudi's testimony. Now, so far, there have been quite a few very powerful testimonies that are strengthening the case against him, I would say, and Kid Cudi's is the most recent, and also the one that's had a lot of buzz and a lot of incorrect information about. Now, for those that aren't familiar with the lore here, the reason Kid Cudi would be called here is because he and Cassie had a relationship. And according to Cassie, in her civil suits, when P. Diddy found out about it, he was enraged and took action against Kid Cudi. Also, there are tons and tons of claims that have multiple supporting witnesses about the physical abuse that he inflicted upon Cassie, but in regards to Kid Cudi on the stand, it was focused on what P. Diddy allegedly did to him in retaliation, finding out that he had a relationship with Cassie. So Kid Cudi went up there and started to corroborate pretty much everything. So one thing that he recalls is that he had received a phone call from Sean Combs' former assistant, Capricorn Clark. Now, Sean Combs, that's the real name of P. Diddy, aka Puff Daddy, aka Puffy Flavor Camp Headmaster, aka Bubba Baby Oil Big Boy. And this phone call that he received from Capricorn Clark was letting him know P. Diddy was inside of his house, and then Kid Cudi started driving home, called P. Diddy, and said that he sounded calm and responded that he was waiting for him to arrive so they could speak. Kid Cudi also said that Clark sounded very scared, sounded like she was on the verge of tears. Kid Cudi said ultimately no one was inside, but his dog was locked in a bathroom, whereas he normally lets his dog roam around the house freely, and some of the gifts he received from Chanel had also been opened. That's why you're seeing headlines like this pop up, by the way, about P. Diddy breaking into his home and unwrapping his fucking Christmas presents. It's referring to those Chanel gifts. Anyway, apparently after unboxing those gifts, the Grinch was no longer there, but Kid Cudi told the court that he had planned on confronting and fighting P. Diddy for this, but eventually decided against it because he didn't know like how serious it would be, didn't know who P. Diddy was with, so he ultimately called the police and made a report instead. He then also made a mention that his dog's behavior, he claims, changed and became more jittery and on edge all the time. I found this little tidbit kind of interesting, where that statement about the dog is something that was actually kind of contentious here for the defense attorneys, saying that they didn't want Kid Cudi to testify about his dog being traumatized by the experience because he did not want dog lovers on the jury to be swayed. So the judge said Kid Cudi could only talk about the immediate impact on his dog, not any long-term consequences. Now, the big thing, the major thing that a lot of people remember is the claim that P. Diddy blew up Kid Cudi's car. So on that, Kid Cudi does say that he believes P. Diddy was behind the Molotov cocktail attack on his car in January 2012. He said he got a call from his dog sitter that his car was on fire, and by the time he had returned home, law enforcement officers were already on the scene, and he saw a Molotov cocktail and major damage to the vehicle, and then provided a lot of photos of the damage. He also mentioned that after the car incident, the two met at a hotel in 2012 and said that Sean Combs was standing there staring out the window with his hands behind his back like a Marvel supervillain. And then they discussed the relationship he had with Cassie. We discussed pretty much the whole story about how me and Cassie first started to date, to what it was, to how it ended. He said that P. Diddy apologized for all the bullshit and it helped Kid Cudi find some peace with it. And then he also mentions that he remembered Cassie talking about relationship problems all the way back into 2010, and that when they started dating in 2011, Cassie told him that there had been physical abuse in their relationship, but didn't mention sexual abuse at the time. Another quick thing to mention is that Kid Cudi agreed with the defense that he felt he had been played by Cassie in regards to love, like their relationship there. And another thing is, he mentioned that he knew P. Diddy was violent, is what he said. So overall, it was a really big testimony, and a lot of what came from this corroborated the claims from Cassie about a lot of these things. This is obviously a really huge testimony here, but it's far from the only one. A lot of the testimonies that we've been hearing have been very big, at least in my opinion. Even ones like this, which are here just to demonstrate a pattern of P. Diddy's conduct, I think are huge. So, hotel executive Frederick Zamore took this stand in order to talk about the internal notes that hotel staff kept regarding his behavior. So his customer profile had several notes to staff, including one that warned he always spills candle wax on everything and uses excessive amounts of oil. Everyone already knows this fucking freak is the Primark of dildos and baby oil. I'm sure you've all seen the headlines. This hotel executive comes in here once again to solidify in court this pattern of conduct, like this behavior from him and how common and widespreading it is. Like, there have been a ton of big testimonies, but the reason I want to focus on Kid Cudi's is because his has become very controversial. Online, there was a big debate about him snitching and people calling him a rat. Young Thug had even made a tweet saying, like, damn, he's a rat, which I thought was fake. I thought that was a fake tweet. It was deleted shortly after he made it, but I was really shocked to see the response to Kid Cudi's testimony here. First of all, he was subpoenaed. Second of all, he's a fucking civilian. It's not like he's out there abiding by street code or anything. He is doing exactly what he should here, testifying against a monster. This is P fucking Diddy. He has been called the Epstein of the music industry. The evidence against this guy and all of his crimes dates back decades of overwhelming evidence and degeneracy to some of the most abhorrent crimes you could think of for a guy like this. Like testifying against P. Diddy is something people should applaud. I'm very surprised so many people had an issue with Kid Cudi coming out here and spilling the beans on Puff Daddy. It's just crazy to me. But I guess I shouldn't be that surprised because right now there is actually a very big Free Diddy movement. I shit you not. It is as pathetic as it sounds. There's a lot of people that, some of them have been paid. It has been proven that P. Diddy's associates have paid people to try and shill to like support his innocence, but there are some people that are so brain rotted and poisoned mentally that they'll get mad at the people that are bringing this evidence forward. Evidence which, by the way, you yourself can look at. There is video footage that P. Diddy himself has also acknowledged. There is so much documented evidence for his crimes for years that you can easily get access to if you want. And it's just crazy to me that anyone's having a big hoopla and making a big stink about people coming forward, corroborating that and talking about it here. Like, I think that's extremely important. I don't know why anyone would be trying to like vilify people that are doing their best to hold an absolute fucking villain, like an evil piece of shit like P. Diddy, finally hold them accountable to face justice. Now, of course, he is still going through the justice system. He is still going through the legal process, so he hasn't been found guilty or anything yet. But for people to come forward and just say things like Free Diddy, he's done absolutely nothing wrong, Kid Cudi's a piece of shit for snitching, like, that is so unhinged. That lunacy is diabolical, really. So anyway, I wanted to give you like a little update to the P. Diddy trial and where it's at. There has been so much going on with it, but the Kid Cudi one I think is probably the biggest so far. Anyway, that's really about it. So yeah.